Living rooms, bedrooms, dinettes. Oh yeah, you can find them at the market. We talking about flea market. Montgomery, it's just like a mini mall. Oh yeah, come shop with us. I said flea market. Montgomery, it's just like a mini mall. Hey, you heard me. Come shop. Living rooms, bedrooms, dinettes. We got it. You need it. You'll find it. It's just like a mini mall. Hey, you heard me. Come shop. I said flea market. Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall. Hey, living rooms, bedrooms, dinettes. Oh yeah, you can find them at the market. We talking about flea market. Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall. Hey, don't stop. Let's make it a dance. Come on now, to the left, to the right. Let's do this dance. Hey, to the left, to the right. Let's make this a dance. Flea market, Montgomery. It keeps you jumping. It's just like a mini mall. Check it out now, everybody. Like this now. Hey, flea market, Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall. Don't stop. Let's dance. Flea market, Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall.
Let's bring it on down now. Oh yeah, I know you're gonna like this. Come on now.
It's just like,
You know what I'm saying.
it's just like,
You know what I mean.
it's just like,
You know it. So why don't you just come on and say it?
it's just like a mini mall.
Oh yeah, you said it. It's just like a mini mall. Oh yeah, you like this. Come on now, flea market.
Hey, it's Frankie Fanabla here. Why are you gonna spend your Sundays down at your local farmer's market buying strawberries when you can be here in Revere buying some Fruit of the Loom Kid at the Revere Flea Market? You wanna know where all this stuff comes from? Well, forget about it. Hey, not for nothing, but you know something? These sneakers right here are the best deal around. Why, no? Need a fresh pair of Stunners, kid? Your house smells like ass? We got your Mystic Candles right here. Dude, where else are you gonna find a pair of fresh dungarees for $10? A gift for your mother. Why, no? You want bags, but you don't want to pay a fortune? We got the designer-inspired bags right here. Beautiful. Why, no? Your girlfriend got some huge cassava melons? Why don't you come down to the flea market and buy some bras for her, 5 for $10? Why, no? There'll be no tracing your purchase when you buy this duct tape. Yeah, I'll take a case. Paulie, we got your duct tape. You got a few extra bucks, kid? Why don't you come down to the Revere Flea Market, open Saturdays and Sundays, right next to the Showcase Cinemas? Why, no?
Here it is. I didn't go out hunting it. I didn't go out looking for it. I don't even hardly believe it still myself, but right here it is. Let's go worldwide TV. Forget cable, forget national TV. Let's go worldwide satellite. It's a trip. That club's plumb awesome. It's plumb awesome. It's plumb awesome. Something about that club. Something about that old bat. This thing is just simply amazing. The thing is simply awesome. But this thing is just simply amazing. It is simply awesome. This thing is for real. I'm telling you. It's simply amazing. It is plumb simply awesome. It's simply, I can't get over that handle. It is plumb simply awesome. You know? Plumb simply awesome. I look forward to hearing from you. Look forward to interviewing you. I can't wait to amaze your eyes. I'm serious.
Hello, folks. Snuck here. A lot of you have been asking me about my morning routine, so here it is. It's my new teeth. Snort-worthy smile, if you ask me. So I like to start my morning by waking up at 2 in the afternoon, get a quick lift, lick, and lurk in before I go off and spend the next several hours in the woods. And this time is mainly for my free-form lurks. I just lurk like no one's watching. Then I head into town to do some casual creeping. I mean, I'm freaking everyone out because I'm getting in my squirms. But you gotta squirm to stay firm. I forget what I'm doing for the next 3 days and get an office job that I absolutely hate. Spend most of my time hiding in the storage closet, but all my coworkers know I'm in there. The next 26 hours I'm purposefully unconscious, come to so I can try on some tuxes because I'm getting married. Love to Ragnora. I'll practice my funeral for 30 minutes, at which point I gotta pretend to listen to someone tell me about a dream they had, but I'm really just thinking about what I'm gonna say. Then, and this is important, I'll just wait, eerily, for hours. What am I waiting for? A big heap of nothing. I wait to wait. I'll spend 2 minutes trying to create fire with my mind, giving me just enough time for a last lurk before the day begins. That's the Bobo way.
Is on YouTube, everyone. Why am I not added to the stage? That's why, because here I am. I look very low to the camera now. I'm going to pull it down a little bit. Something happened. Oh, it was my chair. I'm still having chair drama. It's a process. I have to fight with a postal inspector, some strangers I don't know in Amazon, and Office Depot, because I tried to get it through Office Max, whatever. And I tried to get basically the replacement. They don't have another one. So then I went on Amazon and I was like, well, they have one on Amazon. It says it's from you guys. So can't you ship it from the store? It ended up in a whole fucking disaster. Do I look taller now? Good. Excellent. I just want to be tall. So we're in rough chair times right now, everyone. I do need a literal chair lift somehow until I can get the chair situation squared away. We got a square chair to get to. It's going to take time. But until then, I might be very low on the screen. I cannot remember her name. Rebbit probably remembers it. But the lady where it's basically all the blue background image above her. And then you just see the top of her head for that mugshot. Like, that's going to be me probably for another month. Yeah. A chair hoist, some sort of hoisting system. By the way, did you guys... I would find phone books, but remember I was trying to be power team and I tried to rip them all. So good luck with that. Julie, did you guys like seeing Julie today? That was fun, Julie. I don't think you're the craziest person on earth. I think you are very level-headed and smart, wicked, wicked smart. And I'm just very grateful that you came on to show us sciencey things. We've had some fun guests the past couple of weeks. We've had Sherlock Ho to tell us about shrimp crimes, and then we dove back into shrimp crimes. What is the past? But it doesn't matter. Today, and again, I'm still on that shrimp drip. I can't stop looking up shrimp crimes. I started keeping a Google sheet on it. I might add that to the OSINT cheat sheet. I'm up over something like, at least 50 shrimp crimes alone. Also, Rachel, you just got entered into the thing to win the thing. If you guys want to win the first Obology Line cassette tape, by the way, I did record. I told you guys I have a few days off work. Recorded some really good prank calls today. I then called 3 of the places back to let them know and get their permission to show them on YouTube. They said 2 of them said they'd have to think about it. One said, hell yeah, man. So there might be some real cool stuff on that cassette, and I hope to actually show you those prank calls a bit later. It was very funny, and let's just say they all involve different criminal cases we have spoke about, and one of them did involve shrimp crimes. Yes, your dad called a seafood restaurant to inquire about shrimp crimes. I spoke to a Texas, a half Cajun Texan who came here during Katrina. This was when I called back to speak to him. He needs to get permission from his boss, but he's going to try. He quite enjoyed that call. We ended up gossiping about shrimp crime, and I forgot that I was in the middle of a prank call. Bonded with the shrimperman, and now I think we're best friends. I might actually get some free shrimp out of this. So regardless of if you ever do get to hear the call, shrimp abounds, and I couldn't be happier. I do hope to get to show it, but also I did want to get permission because everybody was so nice. And it was just a blast. So I will definitely be putting them on this one of a kind cassette that you could win. So you got entered into it, Rachel. I threw an entry in there for you. So I appreciate you for the Venmo. Again, we're gonna do another quiz. You're getting 2 quiz questions today, so it's 2 free chances. Congratulations also to Steve Moore, who won this morning the free entry into the sweepstakes or whatever we're calling it. I hate saying sweepstakes. It feels weird. It feels like I'm going to give away a huge check and hand it to someone, and that's not what's going on here. It is a cassette and a free item of merch off of the merch store at Fourth Wall. And again, send me your Hank Brennan impressions. I need a few more. Even if you don't give a fuck about the contest, just send me some fucking Hank Brennan impressions because they're great. Also, do we really? I mean, look, I'm going to make you a Prawn Hub shirt. AJ, do you just want to be director of merch? Do we need to get a select board for merch? Do we need a merch committee on the select board? Is that what we need? Because look, Prawn Hub, it's gonna be a thing just for you, hon. It's gonna be a thing just for you. Like I promise that's happening now. Okay, that sounds like the plot of Forrest Gump. Everything is the plot of Forrest Gump. Everything. You just reminded me too. I have to show the shrimp logo to Duty at. I'm gonna send that to him. Also, guys, wait, who went to Jazz Fest? Tombstones, who went to Jazz Fest? Did you have fun? Who's not sweeping? No sweeping? Okay. Clips, it was fun. My kid had a solo. Oh, I see. You guys are chatting about you. Your kid had a solo at Jazz Fest in New Orleans? That's amazing if so. Even if not, still amazing. I love a good solo. Darlene, thank you for adding that. Everybody thank Darlene. Darlene, appreciate you. Love you, hun. That's where you send your Hank Brennan impressions. Okay. And we will play them. Yes, says Sherlock. Okay, you're gonna get a Prawn Hub shirt. It's happening, hun. It's happening. Pat. Agreed. Life's a Bit says, hey everyone. Auntie Ree says hello. Totally Clips is saying that's amazing. Grave Concerns is laughing. Everyone's enjoying Tombstones being here. Life's a Bit as well. And Sassy's here. Hello, Sassy. I was just talking about Homeward Bound today, and I thought of you. I was like, what was that cat's name? Oh yeah, Sassy. Like our chat member. Hello, Jazz Fest in Michigan. Oh, I didn't know they had Jazz Fest in Michigan. That's fun. That sounds fun. How's the weather, everyone? It is weird here. It went from boiling hot to cold again. You know what? I shouldn't even talk about the weather anymore. It's all a fucking nightmare here in Texas. I am not looking forward to the summer. Hoss the Pens, Darlene, and Sassy is loving it. Okay. So we do have a couple of things to talk about. First of all, if you guys missed it, I will put a link below. You know, we're always pimping Papa Uncle Mike. He has a great chat. He has a great fucking channel, and he follows the shit out of the select board. BOARD. We are the select board. BORED. And I have to say, I know I saw a couple of you guys at the meeting in Uncle Mike's, but I need everyone to go to the meeting. We've discussed this a million times. Go to the fucking meeting. What are we doing here? Go to the meeting. If you didn't go to the meeting, you would have missed quite a bit. Susan Harrington took her seat, took her spot on the table. Okay. It was very Daenerys. It was very Daenerys of her. It's like, guess what? I'm here to unsully all of you. I'm here to cut all your dicks off. I sit here now, bitch. I loved it. I love the vibe. I love the energy. Jason was in there killing it. Jason, you were killing it. I saw a bunch of Life's a Bit was in there killing it. Dude, we had so much fun in the chat. We were talking about the water, making the frogs gay. I was very surprised at the amount of people. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised because it's like every single chat, I feel like that has to do with anything Canton related on any channel. This was not Mike specific. But like there's always, if something comes up, God forbid, there's like any sort of inclusion in anything, people get so pissed off. And this thing called the DEI, the diversity, equality, and so, like it's a committee where it's like, or a group that's like, hey, we're gonna have an after school program for kids. We're gonna focus on maintaining cultural cultural wellness for these specific communities of minorities in our community. We're going to give the kids Top Golf. It's going to be fun. There's going to be a fucking poetry or it was actually maybe a jazz concert, and how wonderful it is. And even the board members were like, oh, we fucking love that concert thing that you guys do. And yet there's still people in all sorts of chats just talk, like anytime this shit gets brought up, especially on Twitter, you just see so many people that are just pretty cool about it. And then there's like a select group that's like, this is causing division. And it's so ridiculous. They're like, we need to focus on this other shit. Stop letting the kids play golf. Like, they get so mad and they're like, next thing you know, drag queens are. It's like, bitch, it's just fucking golf. Okay? Okay, it's just fucking golf. Like, what is the. It's so crazy if you include diversity or equality in anything now. People are like, they're trying to make the kids gay and they're trying to put wigs on the boys and they're trying to turn the girls into men. What's wrong with this country? It's like, bitch, it's fucking golf. Chill. Even the fucking lamos on the board were like, hey, we like those shits. We like going to that stuff. Autobahn, it wasn't an Autobahn Society. What did they call it? They said the Bird Museum or the Bird Art Museum. That's what they said. And I was like, yeah, Suawata and Stamwata is killing shrimps and friggin' whales, people. It was, yeah, music, poems, inclusion, fun for kids. Not on my fucking watch. Not today. And don't forget Asian Day. Don't forget. Everybody's like, we don't even have enough minorities in this town. Why do we got to worry about them? It's like, because of you. Because of what you just said. Because of you. Oh, honey. The other is dead to me. Jesus Christ. I'm very sorry about your friend who passed. And the one who's dead to you, fuck them. Whatever they did, fuck them. But the one who passed, I'm so sorry, honey. I hope that we can make you laugh today at least. Because we're having Big Laura on. I'm starting to call her Big Laura because she's got the biggest fucking personality. She took over the courtroom today. I'll explain how in a moment. I'm going to show you guys. Laura did a whoopsie, and it was very funny. And we're not going to pick on her for it, but we are going to give her a little shit. We're going to give her a little shit because she needs a little bit of shit. She needs a little shit. But she has fixed the problem, I think. We'll get into that in a minute. First, let's talk about this bird situation, this bird shit, right? So, there's a bird art museum in Canton. You made it, Satan. Wait till you hear this. It's going to piss you off. Bird art museum in Canton. They had big fucking bird art. I'm sitting here going, oh my God. Oh my God. It's deeper than we thought. There's a bird art museum. So big fucking bird is a thing. We got a lot of bird sanctuaries down here. Yeah, but what's a bird art museum? Because all I can picture, I have to take this down. I think it's glitching me. All that I can picture when I hear that is like birds making art. And then the art getting hung up in a museum and it's real tiny and other birds come to look at it. That's what popped through my head. And maybe I'm the one who's wicked reread because I got to tell you, that is like immediately. And I had to think about it and go, oh, maybe it's people painting birds. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Me being Sherlock, not you, Sherlock. Oh, I'm the idiot. I'm the dumb fuck. You did call them out for being big fucking birds. Today is Billionaire Welfare Day. Yay. Hey, listen. Trump said you don't have to pay your taxes years ago, so that's all I'm saying. It's not a suggestion, it's an order. Yeah, they're talking about, well, we're going to talk about Asian Day. No, just let the kids go to a fucking jazz concert and quit being cunts about it. How about that? They all did this to themselves, being set in their ways. They did. We got to make Sassy laugh. We got to cheer her up because one of her friends passed and then she killed off another. And you know what? Did you WrestleMania? No. Dude, she did a backwards WrestleMania. You'll see. She was lunged at by Lord. No, not really. I'm so glad we cheer you up, hon. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, Tombstone's very funny, but I'm not gonna highlight that. Good evening, family, alcohol, and audacity. That's hilarious. Yeah, where is Ernie? We're talking about birds, and where's Turd? Because that rhymes with bird. Oh God, bird art. It was crazy. Are the birds making the art or the paintings? Exactly. If the birds are making the art, if it's a collection of beautiful nests, I take back everything I ever said about that town, even the good stuff. Dude, hi Satan. Darlene's working it. I gotta tell you guys. Wait, what? Oh yeah, no, elephants can paint. One time I said this is so cute on a thing because an elephant was painting on IG. The amount of I am a monster. Apparently, they're like, they stab the elephants in the tits, and I'm like, oh Jesus, like I'm sorry, I didn't know they hurt the elephant to make it fucking paint. My bad. Bleach. They do art with bleach. Fantastic. Fantastic. The birds dumped the bleach on the lawn, Rita. By the way, I did find someone who makes custom gnomes. There's no Maria Foot. I don't know if I told you guys. There's no Maria Foot. You can go on things like Etsy. You can find 3D printing fellows and fellowettes, people, ladies. I don't know. Fuck it. You can find people on the internet on apps like Fiverr and stuff who will make you custom gnomes. So gnomery is afoot. If you think I'm not actually getting a Rita gnome made, you're out of your fucking mind. It's happening. I have plans for the future because I do have credits for Fiverr. Someone fucked up some art that I ordered for family members for Christmas 2 years ago. Need to use these credits. Gonna use these credits, okay? The gnome thing's happening. We're going to gnome someone. And by that, I mean, we're going to send one beautiful gnome to Rita. That is the goal. That is the plan. Do you understand? Are they selling goods or celebrating people? Do not get them confused. I refuse to get them confused. I refuse confusion. So here's what we're going to do tonight, you guys. Selling people? Felons? Are we talking about Marcus? No, I need to get my head straight. Listen. Select board was fun. You should have been there. If you weren't there, you're grounded. You should get a call-in lawn jockey. I would, but I would have to scratch up the knuckles. And if he's new, I don't want to do that. So it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, he thought he was being PC saying Oriental. He's like, what? My ramen is flavored like that? Like, it's like, dude, chill. Chill, Maddie. Chill. Anyway, I thought that that was a wild ass meeting because, of course, somebody said some shit. Was it Reader? Somebody said some shit, and Chris felt the need to wait until the end of the meeting when everyone else was checked out to announce, by the way, sometimes people are lying about my family and things like that didn't really happen anyway. Thank you. Good night. And it's like, dude, chill. You shouldn't even be here. And you're here. So if people are going to throw a little shit at you, wipe it off, flick it on the ground, and carry on. You don't need to throw the shit back. They're never going to stop. They're going to keep fucking pounding on you. Take the punch, fall down, walk away. Why do you keep getting back up? Take the L. Take the L, Chris. Take the L. He's not going to take the L. He's not going to take it out. He's going to hit and run, just like he did all those years ago. He's like, by the way, fuck you. My family didn't do shit. Okay, good night, select board. It's like, dude, they're going to come to the next meeting and respond to that. Just stop. Just stop, Chris. Stop while you're it makes no fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense. Your select board shirts arrived? You're happy with them? Oh, can we get a picture? Oh, I want to see what they look like. I want to see. Yeah, be an adult. Right, Darlene? Put Darlene on the board. Put Darlene on the board. What are we doing here? Yeah, that's who he was talking about. Was it the woman on the board? Was it Susan or the blonde lady? I thought it was Reader. I just know that he felt the need. He felt the need to sass back at someone. And I'm like, dude, stop. Stop sassing back. And the whole time they're complaining about they're taxing people for rainwater falling out of the sky there. And they want to put a fence around the police station. I mean, for fuck's sake, it's not the border. Like, stop. It's bad enough they're trying to do it at the border. Now they're trying to do it to the police stations? Oh, my God. It's not a castle. In fact, the public should be allowed to freely enter and exit at any time. They pay your fucking salary. It makes no sense. We had there were full-on job interviews at the board tonight. People were being interviewed. They showed up. They gave their qualifications. I almost commented on a young lady's lack of shoulder pads. Then I remembered what year it was. And I said to myself, that's assault. You leave her alone. Did he disagree with the Bird Museum? How could you? How could you? He's just being a pecker. Okay, so yeah, Chris can't even. By the way, watching Chris Albert try to read, so funny. Let me give you an example. He's like, today we are here to discuss what is happening in the town. Like it's like a kid reading a shitty presentation that they have actually not read before. Like someone cheated for that. They were like, "Don't worry, I wrote your report," and he's just reading it for the first time. That's what it was like. That's what it was like, and it was very upsetting. And he killed a guy. Once. He's there because his brothers run the town, so he's got to run the town a little bit too. And the only way for a felon to get to run the town is to, join the board. Because they don't. I mean, they have an ethics clause, but they don't even fucking acknowledge it. Like that's not a thing there. Okay, they joked about Susan putting down one of the board members because of a leg injury. I thought it was a little inappropriate. Putting down like euthanization. Because if so, Susan's fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious if so. If they're talking about something else that was just kind of rude, weird. Wait, what? Yelling at Sergeant Good inside? No. I didn't. Link me, you did miss shrimps. There's a lot of shrimp crime coming into the town, like a preschool. What the fuck was that reading? Yeah, he's a finger reader. And today, like, I would hate to see him type. I bet it's like this. And no hate to anybody who does, but as a select boardman, you got to use more than the index. Like, that's just fucking crazy. That's your poopa finger. Why are you doing that? I think he is right. He killed a guy drunk driving. I mean, fuck. Who the fuck voted for him? I think it's all rigged. I think it's rigged by the Russians. Something's going on there. And it's a problem. Susan said, take him out like a dog for that injury. Oh, she made an old Yeller joke? Susan did? Oh, shit. So it was a euthanization joke. Fuck, I'm torn because that is kind of funny, but I'd have to see the context because it might not be. No, they couldn't take a pic because one of the guys couldn't stand due to injury. The dude said if he were a dog, Susan would want to put him down. That's not how dogs work. Wait a minute. What? Does he think dogs are horses? The dogs aren't horses. You could just fix the injury. Did she make a Chloe joke? A euthanasia joke? Starzy, you're perfect. That's insane. You're hilarious. No one knew about the murder by Chris Albert until after he was appointed. Oh, wow. Kind of weird. Speaking of vets, they should have vetted him. They should vet anyone who goes on the select board, right? Yeah, she's a vet. If he was a dog, he'd be sent to Vermont. Dude, they should have said that. Yeah, she's a vet. But also, vets don't put dogs down for a broken leg. I would have yelled false premise and then shut down the fucking meeting. Great Dane mom says my dog is often called a mini horse. Well, you have a great fucking Dane. I think horses are called big Great Danes. But that's a cute little fucking Hoogan, and I like its face. Welcome, Great Dane mom. Welcome. Yeah, you can say it because you're part Asian. Good. Part Asian. That should be its own word. All right. We do have a little, we're just going to touch on this because, you guys love, we don't love to see it. We kind of hate that for everyone, that the cops are really corrupt in Canton, but you like it when they get called out. And this popped up in my algo and I was like, wow, another one. So we're just going to peep this quick news story. Goddamn, the cops really like young kids and they like to try to do sex on them. And that's a problem. And I don't think it's appropriate. And this is a bad time for that. But also all the time is a bad time for that. So could they not? Could they not? But they did. So let's check it out. And then we're going to meet up with Laura after I show you what she did in court today. Laura did a funny in court today. Laura's fucking out of control. All right. Check this out.
Turning now to Auburn tonight, where a police officer is among 10 arrested in a child predator sting operation. WBZ's David Wade joins us now in studio with what we know right now, David.
Yeah, Courtney, in this 2-week-long operation, 10 people ranging in age from 21 to 67 were arrested, accused of traveling to a prearranged location by law enforcement in the Berkshires. The suspects allegedly intended to pay money in exchange for sex with individuals under the age of 16. Among those arrested was Auburn police officer Dominic Boschetto. The 31-year-old from Brookfield had been an officer since 2020.
Mr. Bruschetta, could you not spread your chomo on the children? Where the fuck is this? What is this, 5 miles away? Every town there is a mile, 5 miles away down the road. How many of these cops are going to do? It's very close to where you live. Look out for this guy. First of all, Sudoku eyes right away. Second of all, kind of like if you put your hand up to the screen, you can't see me doing it. I'm doing it. But if you put your hand up to the screen and you cover his eyes, he looks just like Robert Schulman. So that's kind of weird. Okay, that's kind of weird. I don't like that. Pedo shrimps. Jesus Christ. Yeah, generally frowned upon what they're doing. And yes, this is, in fact, a chomo. He deserves a stamp right on his forehead. I'm sorry this is close to where you're living. These people are absolutely terrible. I can't believe another cop. Yeah, another one. You do love Biscotti, but we don't like Broschetta. Broschetta, whatever his name is. I don't give a fuck. Fuck this guy. What the fuck is going on there? What's in the water? Well, I don't know. Don't ask that question because then they're going to tax you on it, okay? They're going to tax you on it. The Auburn PD released a statement today that they handled it better than the state police handled Proctor. Oh, shit. Yeah, that is true. I mean, I guess if they handled it right away instead of waiting until he got caught in court. But also, they could have handled it even better by not hiring a fucking pedo. Maybe do a couple more background checks. Imagine a Cholo Chomo. That would not be allowed, Laura. That would not be allowed. Cholos have dignity. This is a cop. It's a little different. Apparently, the Massachusetts cop, they're very bendable. They'll do things. Amber, that's hilarious. Can't put it on the screen because but like hilarious. He does look loco. Let's keep going. Let's see what's going on here.
3, he was immediately placed on administrative leave, and the department will conduct an internal investigation into the matter. In a statement, Auburn's police chief said in part, "We work hard every day to maintain the public's trust, and while this matter is extremely..."
That's who he looks like, Vincent D'Onofrio. Oh my God, Tanya. Starring that. Good answer. Holy shit. Holy shit. I'm going back. I got to see that again. That is weird. He does.
A predator sting operation. WBZ's David Wade joins us now in studio with what we know right now, David.
Yeah, Courtney, in this 2-week-long operation, 10 people ranging in age from 21 to 67 were arrested, accused of traveling to a prearranged location by law enforcement in the Berkshires. The suspects allegedly intended to pay money in exchange for sex with individuals under the age of 16. Among those arrested was Auburn police officer Dominic Boschetto. The 31-year-old from Brookfield had been an officer since 2023. He was immediately placed on administrative leave, and the department will conduct an internal investigation into the matter. In a statement, Auburn's police chief said in part, "We work hard every day to maintain the public's trust, and while this matter is extremely concerning, it is not a reflection of the hardworking men and women of the Auburn Police Department as a whole." Now, all of the suspects...
See, you know what's weird to me about this is they always put that shit in press statements, don't they? They always commend themselves for, we did the right thing. We kicked him out. And then they say this shit. Listen to this one more time. What did they say?
Investigation part. "We work hard every day to maintain the public's trust, and while this matter is extremely concerning, it is not a reflection of the hardworking men and women of the Auburn Police Department as a whole."
Okay, yes, it is. Because when you get hired to any police department any police department in the country. It is 100% in every single policy and procedures manual. It is a fucking given, and it is included in writing in case you didn't see it, that the second you put your uniform on, you are a reflection of not only your department, but your community. So yes, it is a reflection on your department. It is a reflection on your department. It is a reflection on your department, because every time you hire a fucking chomo and then you have to fire a fucking chomo, you're the guys who hired that chomo. It doesn't go away. It is a perma stain. It is wine on a white couch. It's not coming out. It's not coming out. Soon you're just going to have a couch that smells like wine because there's spills all over it. Because you guys can't do fucking good background checks? What is this? Oh, well, how could we predict it if they never did it before? Oh, I don't know. Psychological assessments. The one to work at Whole Foods is much larger than the one they give cops. It's so surprising. Yeah, and yet I'm supposed to know when a chomo's in my chat. Yeah, exactly. It's the fucking internet. As far as I'm concerned, you all did it. Just kidding. But we are going to do vet that mod. We have to do that one day. And you guys need to send me your butthole break. It doesn't matter anyway. Why no? Let's keep going.
Now, all of the suspects in this case were ordered to be held on various bail conditions, but they're being held tonight. Courtney?
WBZ.
Also, why? That part kills me. Why various bail conditions? They all did the same thing. They all tried to do chomo stuff on kids. All of them? Why various? Let me guess. The co-op got off. Let me guess. The person with the darkest skin tone probably got the worst punishment. Second, the person with the worst record, regardless of race, got the second worst punishment, unless he's related, because it's always a man, unless he's related to a McAlbert. Then he got bumped up the ring, okay? And then if you're a cop, or anybody who works for the city government, if you're on the select board, if you are a firefighter, you also get out immediately that night. But everybody else, I see how this works. I see how this is. Try to touch my camera through the fence, fuckface. So also, it would have been funny if during the meeting, at least one person would have just sat down and been like, how you get a job here, fuckface? I would have laughed so hard. I had to rescue Cobb at the time too. She was literally, what's a paddock? Trying to eat people's face. Oh, a nagel. I see what you mean. Repeat offender. Yeah, and even if it's like a one Pete offender, like just one guy named Pete, or just not named Pete, just a person who did that, like shame. That means you fucked up. You're the police. You should be able to know. You should be able to spot, like, oh, this guy's got fucking weird eyes. You can't. I know that you can't like discriminate, but he has Sudoku eyes. Like you can't do so. Like there's something a little weird about. Like just do some assessments. There's got to be something going on here that was lacking, because it's too many. It's too many. From Dick Abuser to now, there's been like 20. Like I can't handle it. There's too many in the surrounding neighborhoods. It's too much. It's too much. They've got a very high ratio of this sort of thing, and it's bothersome. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing that real quick. Hold on. Let me pull up what I need to show you now, because we got to bring Laura up. I have a hard stop time tonight, and I do have to get through this fairly quickly, but I want to show you this. Andrew sent this to me. God bless him. Laura, he's the best. And here's what we got. This is what happened today in court. And I told you guys, we're not going to pick on her too long, but we can give her a little shit. Okay, we can give her a little shit. She gave permission. You could give her a little shit for this, but we're not going to. If it becomes a forever joke, that's just fun. Okay, but if it's something where it's like we're going to bully her until she cries, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Are we going to, am I going to like have my phone randomly ring in the middle of videos from now on? Maybe. I don't know. It depends. How creative can we get with this? Laura is so funny. I cannot believe this. Watch what happened. Watch it. This is, okay. You're going to hear Laura at one point in this video, and I'm not going to say where. I want you to guess. Okay? I want you to guess where you hear Laura. Okay? She did not yell, "You're a fucking bird," Jill Daniels. It's better. Check this out. God bless you, Laura. God bless you, dude.
To recovery of video and things is not primarily my case. I was
Uh-oh. Laura just got my
not
DM.
primarily my case. Beyond that, I would have done whatever else I was asked to do, but I wasn't asked to look at other
Go back.
video and things.
Go back.
Is not primarily my case. I was
Okay, so if you missed that, you can hear something. You can hear some talking in the background. What is that? It's coming out of an electronic device. Whose device? And this is Bob Mata from Defense Diaries. He narked. He snitched. He did a dry snitch on his channel. You know, we may disagree with some things. We might disagree with things like Delphi. We might disagree with other cases. But I'll tell you what, I agree with Bob on this. This is hilarious. And I agree with dry snitching on Laura, but I love Laura. But I also think it's for her own good. Because now she's going to learn her phone. And she got a new one today. God damn. Yeah, Bob sent her a DM in court. I'm also a little starstruck on her behalf. Because I'm like, damn, girl. You got murked out of court by Bob Mata. That's fucking hilarious and kind of cool. That's kind of cool, Laura. I think it's fucking cool. We respect your nod. It is hilarious. In a way, I don't even want to make fun of her or rip on her at all. I think that I'm kind of proud of her, to be honest. I mean, it might have thrown Lori off her game a little, you know? And I want to know, the phone was talking. Let's go back. I love this so much, Laura. You're so funny.
Video and things is not primarily my case. I was
Uh-oh. Laura just got my
not
DM.
primarily my case. Beyond that, I would have done whatever else I was asked to do, but I wasn't asked to look at other days in this case.
So ultimately, what you determined was that the timeline of Lori Vallow leaving when the 911 call was and returning back was not accurate.
Yes, as I understood, based on, again, the multiple different ways now that we're able to corroborate location, not only of devices that are relevant, because we knew at this point that she had Charles's phone. We knew numbers for her phones. We have video of her at various places. It led to the inescapable.
Yeah, this was all carefully concocted. This was a PR stunt. If you listen very carefully, it's me and AJ screaming about shrimp. Not really. It wasn't a ringtone, I think. Well, Laura, what was it exactly? We'll ask her when she pops in. If it was Jill Daniels, yeah, Jill Daniels in court takes the cake, I think. Someone in the chat suggested, wet ass pussy? Damn. Can I call you, Laura, when Lori is on the stand on a day when you're ready to just murk it all? And can we just have, you big fucking bird, you're fatter than me, like while Lori is doing cross? I would love that so much. I think it's more funny the attorney sent her something mid-trial. Yeah, that is hilarious, dude. I would have been redder than concrete jungle named tomato. Yeah, it's so funny. I love her. Suze, Stone, Sherlock, Laura, Stars, Dead. I'm here. It's been an eternity. The links. Joe Nanners, we miss you so much, Joe Nanners 333. Look what Laura did in court today. I love her to death.
To recovery of video and things is not primarily my case. I was
Uh-oh. Laura just got my DM.
Primarily my case. Beyond,
I got bad skin, but I got a good heart. Are you kids proud of you? You look fatter than me.
that I would have done whatever else I was asked to do, but I wasn't asked to look at other days in this case.
So ultimately, What you determined was that
Andrea, can you film yourself sitting at the bar and can you just scream prawn hub and like stare at the sky? Like look up at the ceiling, put your hands up like Shawshank Redemption style, like the rain's coming down. Let the rain fall down. I'm so sorry. And can you just scream prawn hub when you're ready to leave the bar and film it? And I will send you a treat. A treat. I just want you to scream prawn hub in a bar. Doing it immediately. Excellent. Oh my God. Why get your own nodes when you can spread nodes from afar? This is going to be great. The master plan is working. What are you, fucking loopy? Here she goes. Here she goes. Everyone, if you'd like to donate to Andrea's bail fund, please reach out to me. We will make it happen. We will make it happen. I will sell Hoogan's teeth. Laura will change select board to select rect. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Select rect? Starring that. I like that. I don't know what we can do with it, but I like it. I just want to marinate on that for a moment. Jane is laughing. Julie's giving us all the ones. Does anyone know when court is for Jill? I live 200 yards from the Foulmouth courthouse. Jason, if you are within the buffer zone, hey, Jason, if you live within the buffer zone, can you go? Because I'm assuming they're gonna put a buffer zone on Jill, or she'll attack people like a fucking wombat. What are the requirements of Prawn Hub? I used to keep multicolored Skittles. Cherry prawns. Ooh, like the loser I am. I recorded many select board prawn meetings. Well, the requirements are don't be in Texas, have an ID, and get your prawns out. Okay, get your prawns out because it's about to happen. Okay, fapping of the sea. It's about to fappen. You understand? You'll send 5 for Laura's Bell Fund. Excellent. Did it. I'm embarrassed. Truly in the cult now. Andrea, you win top kid of the day. Don't tell the others you're my favorite. But listen, you know what? Quando, come up now. Come up now. We have questions. Quanto Cuesta, I have questions. How your tree? How much your tree? Donde están Laura? Tell me the Discord channel where it belongs. Ours. Our Discord. I don't know what it is, but I'll get it to you soon. We can play it tomorrow, your tree? I bet you're gonna find a husband from that. I bet a giant shrimp is gonna walk up to you and go, yes. No, the Foulmouth courthouse, because Jill was mental at a place called Shipwrecked in my town. No, I know she did, but I'm presuming they're gonna put. I mean, is her trial not gonna get as much publicity? I feel like it deserves it. Laura.
Hi.
You sassy little prawn. So tell me, what is mucho preguntas? What is the video that you sent me that you said is better?
Well, there was some testimony by one of the detectives, and Lori asked like the stupidest, most ridiculous question you could ever imagine. And so the cop got sassy and gave her like a really sarcastic answer. And I was writing it while she was saying it, and I went like this, and I started a quick laugh, and it made her laugh. So she's on the stand, and you hear me laugh in the audience, and then you see her laugh too.
Oh my God, Laura, you're controlling the courtroom.
I don't do it on purpose.
No, you're just naturally. I wouldn't even call you a control freak. Like, it's not your fault. Like, you don't try to do it. It just happens. You're Philip Seymour Hoffman in the Hunger Games. This is amazing.
Exactly. But I mean, random good stuff happens to me too. Like crazy good stuff happens to me all the time. But I always have a story. And when I called Andrew to let him know that the court let out early today, just from a wild guess, he goes, "Was that you whose phone went off in the courtroom?" Because he knows me so well.
Well, let me ask you this. What was playing on your phone? Because you can't really hear in that video.
I'm going to tell you the truth. The truth is, I got a DM from Bob Motta because he was asking me questions. So I was like, oh, let me see. And I was scrolling through the Twitter, and I don't know why, but Nate Eaton decided to tweet the video of Lori going to Burger King or wherever she went that day. The video that was up on the screen, he tweeted it from like a past trial. And while I was going like this on my phone, I hit the arrow. And Nate Eaton's video starts playing in the middle of the courtroom. And I was trying to check the DM from Bob Mata.
And Nate Eaton was in the courtroom when this happened?
He was right behind me. But
I
I
would
do
have
have a
blamed him. I would have been like, you heard it. That was his voice. He did it.
okay, I do have a good follow-up story though, because I was so embarrassed. Okay, right before that, the witness was like the most boring witness you could ever tell. I mean, Sleeve, remember I gave nicknames to the jurors? Sleeves was like this in his seat. I mean, people were like trying to keep themselves awake. I fell asleep for 15 minutes. Like this.
Laura told me she fell asleep. Laura told me she fell asleep in the trial.
only for a few minutes. And the guy next to me was this older guy, and he was really funny. And then I'm looking to, because you are allowed to check your DMs and look at your phone, but you just can't take pictures or record or anything. And my thumb just freaking hit the arrow, and he started playing. And I had my phone on mute, but I forgot that means that it's gonna play a video, and I'm trying to turn it down. And
dude, it'd be so funny if we could just cue it up to where it's like, trying to pop the pussy, but the pussy won't stop, like some shit like that, and it just fucking blares in court, and then you're like, whoops, and sweet little Laura, like some Tupac just fucking blasts out. That'd be so fucking cool. But
then when the judge dismisses us early, I'm like, I'm gonna dart out the door. I had an aisle seat. I was just gonna leave so nobody could say anything to me. And as I'm walking, what? I'm out on this.
Yeah, get the fuck out of there so you don't get
So I
yelled
got
at.
the fuck out of there. And the guy that was sitting next to me is like, oh, honey, it happens to the best of us. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal, you know? And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm walking down the street, and the court administrator, a guy that I've met and got friendly with, he comes up to me and he goes, that was hilarious. And don't feel bad. He's like, one time there was this trial, and he's telling me about this awful trial where this guy killed this child, and it was like this huge crime, but the trial itself was super boring, and he had to sit in there the whole time, and he fell asleep sitting up like I did. And he goes, and you know what happened? I got a text from the judge that said, if I can't sleep, you can't either.
Dude, when you told me that in the car, I was losing it. I just thought that was so fucking funny. It reminds me, my old boss used to go, if you can lean, you can clean. And I'm like, this is not my fucking job.
We've
My
all
job
heard
is to
that
lean.
one.
Yeah,
I've actually said that to my kids before, but it got told to me in my first job. My first job was at a Haagen-Dazs.
You're out there hogging all the DAWs? That was your first job? Also, look at what Satan just said. Look what he just said.
What?
Look what Satan just said about you, Laura.
Oh, I can't. It's like
he said you're shrimply the best.
Oh, I am only 5 feet tall, so it fits.
Can you eat shrimp?
Of course. Well,
Okay,
no,
good.
not if you're kosher. If you're a kosher Jew, you can't eat shrimp because you know why, right? You know why?
Well, yeah. Actually, Jim Jeffries has a whole bit about it, but he does make the point that nowhere in the Bible does it say don't be gay, but it says don't eat shrimp 18 times.
Because shellfish are bottom feeders, and what's on the bottom of the ocean?
Quit quoting WAP at me.
No, I'm serious. What's on the bottom of the ocean?
Fucking poop.
Poop. So it's not kosher to eat shellfish because they're shit eaters.
Well, I mean, isn't that what shit eating grin is? And then happy is a clam. Is that where it comes from? Because the clam is happy, it's on the bottom, and it's eating the shit. Shit eating grin, happy is. I think it's all connected, personally.
I think it's the circle of life, and I think shit has to get eaten.
Sometimes you gotta eat shit. Sometimes you gotta eat shit. I did my taxes today. I ate my shit.
When I first got Ladybug, she was a shit eater. And I was like, oh my God, she's a shit eater. It was the worst thing. So I started looking up like what to do on it. You know how you fix a dog that eats shit?
How?
You pour MSG on the dog poop and they'll never eat it again.
Because dogs, they can't.
I don't know why. I don't know. I just told Angela, I said, get some MSG, whatever, get some of that stuff.
So Madison Square Garden, just put it right on that shit. They won't touch it. It's a Jubilee. That was fun. Bye, Marcus. It's just sediment. Yeah, I'm going to say that the next time I take a dump. I'm going to be like, Dylan, don't go in there. I just sedimented out my ass. That's what I'm going to say.
Listen, my favorite food in the entire world, and don't tell clam, but it's steamed clams.
Funny you say that, Laura. Were you here this morning? Yeah, you were, but then you went to trial, so you missed something that happened this morning. It's very weird that you said that. AJ, why don't you tell your sister Laura what you guys did to me this morning? Was it you, AJ? One of you guys did this. This morning, they made
I'm looking
some
at the chats on the TV. Okay.
They made some fucking comment about steamers. They asked me if I ate steamers or something, and I
I'll take
said
2 buckets.
2 buckets.
That's how they come. Steamers come in buckets, or
Why
else you can get them fancy in a broth. Those are good too.
Broth? Yeah, no, I didn't know what steamers meant. And they said clams, and then I said, yeah, sure, I'll eat clam. And then I realized how I said it, and then they had a hearty laugh. And guess what? They're all fucking grounded now. So
listen, in your defense, listen, you don't say I eat potato chip. You say I eat potato chips. So you say I eat clams because they're like, they're small.
I like this. I love metaphors. This is true. But also once you pop, you can't stop. So it's not really up to me. It's kind of like the chip law. It's chip law. And we will go over chip law one day because there is chip law. Clam, OB gonna eat you. How dare you? Don't dry snitch on your dad. Sassy's laughing. Oh, when you said you loved to eat the clam, Megan grounded. Also, where's Megan Weston, your evil twin? What?
One of the Boston people can tell me if this is still there. But when I was in Boston, because my sister was teaching at Harvard, and I went to visit her. Never mind. She went to school and did whatever. So when I was going to visit her, I went into this restaurant there called the Oyster House. And they told me, I don't know if it's the oldest running continuous running restaurant in the country, or if it's just Massachusetts, but it's like an oyster bar and a clam house. I think it's called the Oyster House. It's so old. I want to say late 1700s, early 1800s. It meets 0 building codes. There's part of the ceilings that are only 6 feet high. The floor is all wobbly. They had the best clams I ever ate in my entire life there.
Dude, I had, where was it? I always forget the name. It was like boiling something. It was the one in Provincetown. You kids got it right once. You told me the name of it, and I was like, that's the one. I think I don't know what kind of clams. I had clams. I don't know if they were smoked, steamed. I don't know what the deal was. That might have been what y'all are talking about, buckets. It was like a bunch of food in a fucking bucket. So I'm pretty sure that's the same thing. Delicious. Here, everything is bayou fucking friendly. Everything has like all the spiciness on it, and they call it like deep bayou. Like there's different kinds you can get, but everything's spicy, everything's Cajun. I do prefer that. I don't like straight up just steamed by itself seafood, but I'll eat the fuck out of a raw oyster any fucking day. If you kids think of some sort of weird euphemism for that, you keep that shit to yourself. Okay, so question, which ye old racist house? What is the video you said was funnier than this? Like that you sent me. How did you send it to me? Because I do really want to watch it.
I sent it to you in X.
Okay, let me pull that up.
It's a YouTube short from, I think, East Idaho News.
Okay, let me pull that up.
I think Nate is picking on me on purpose.
Nate's fucking with you. He's haunting you. He's haunting you, and he's not even dead. It's remarkable. I do think it's very funny that the guy who, if you think about it, that's pretty great, actually. The guy who's on your phone is sitting behind you, and then he hears himself pop up in court, but he's not talking. That would be a mind fuck. What did Nate say to you again? Did he say anything about it?
You have to hear the question that Lori asked the detective, and then you have to hear the detective's response. And when we walked out that day, Nate's like, "You're right. That was funny." And he's like, "If you don't mind, I'm going to clip it."
Dude, I can't wait. So did Nate put it in?
Okay.
I don't see it. I need you to resend it because I don't have it in here.
Oh, shoot. Oh, how am I going to do that? Okay, what happens if I leave you to go to my YouTube to look for it?
Just leave me and come right back.
Okay.
I'll show them. I'll show them some cool shit. Yeah, she's going to go for a second. And also, I do want to pull up the questions that you guys had for Laura.
Phone is freaking out.
Uh-oh. Here, I'm going to pull up. God damn it, that's so fucking funny. Wait, is it under the roasted bean account? No, it's not. She'll do it. Okay, so hold on one second. I'm gonna.
Okay, are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, type in the title a memorable, and then when you get to back and forth, put a dash between back and forth. A memorable back and forth.
Okay. I see it. Whoa, 31,000.
Nobody knows it's me. Only I know it's me. Nobody knows it's, well, you guys are gonna know it's me. I don't get mentioned in this
Oh
one.
my God. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. It's blasting Young Sheldon shorts in my ear. I apologize. I pulled it up and then my finger hit the mouse, so it scrolls down. Young Sheldon is heavy in my algo because that's whose I fucks with. Okay. So immediately it's Georgie's new marriage and I'm about to cry. So I have to go back. Here it is. 1.3 thousand likes. It had 30 something thousand views. Did this get posted today?
Yeah, but I'm not mentioning it. Nobody knows that it has anything
Nobody
to
knows
do
it's
with me,
you?
but nobody knows anything about this except you guys and Nate.
Dude, Laura's famous. Check this shit out. This trips me out. This is crazy.
It's not that bad. It's just funny because I make the witness laugh. I laugh and then the witness laughs.
You know what's weird? I did see something in a chat in the comments under one rando Lori video today where that had just popped up, and I put it on my list to watch it, and I always scroll down through the chats. Just I don't know, I just look. If they disable comments, I don't watch it because I'm like, no, let me fucking talk my shit. But there were so many people saying, oh my God, I can't believe this. That was hilarious. What was she laughing at? And I was like, what is going, who laughed? I think that this might be it. So let's see. I have no idea what's about to happen. Let's watch. This is so exciting. Okay, here we go.
It made me say that I was already there.
I was asking you to step out of the van, and you said, I was there, I already know.
I already know what?
That Charles had died. I was trying not to tell you in front of your daughter.
That would have been nice, but that wasn't the point. How did I know you were coming to give me a death notification?
Can you reject your speculation?
Sustain.
Did you notify me that I'm going to give you a death notification? I don't want to do it in front of your daughter? What did you say?
It would be slightly redundant to tell you I was doing a death notification if I didn't want to tell you in front of your daughter.
What did you say that made me say that I was already there?
Laura, it's
a
blurry as shit, and I can see her making eye contact with you. This is amazing. Like,
and she laughed because
fuck,
it was
Lori.
so stupid. She was asking the world's stupidest question, like, why didn't you tell me in front of my daughter that you have to give me a death notification when you're not trying to tell me that he's dead in front of my daughter?
Also, what a dumb fucking bitch Lori is to sit there and to like, I cannot believe how many times she comments. Like, you're supposed to ask questions. You are your own counsel. You don't get to comment on what you think about what their response is. Like,
One's in the chat. One's in the chat. If you were sitting there and you heard that, if you wouldn't laugh.
I would laugh so fucking hard. Also, Laura, you were so, I mean, I don't think you were super scared, but when I first asked you to come on, it seemed like you were nervous. And now you are straight up. Remember when they were talking to Judge Bev and Jen McCabe when they said a permission to approach, and Jen McCabe said permission granted or whatever? Like, yes, you may. Like, you just Jen McCabe. You just were like, okay, one's in the chat. Let's get dad the fuck out of here. Hey, kids, how do you feel? Like, I love this for you. And I'm telling you, you're destined. You're destined to be a foreign correspondent.
Well,
you really
I didn't really Jen McCabe because I didn't piss people off. I think more like it was a super sleepy part of the trial, and everybody was like, I mean, I don't know.
I'm talking about the act of I'm the fucking judge now. I'm the host now. I love this. And by the way, that was the only thing Jen McCabe ever did that I was like, fucking get it, girl. Like, honestly, I was like, damn. Like, I kind of loved that. That was very iconic to just be like, don't worry, Judge, I got this. Like, I fucking love that. That's the only Jen McCabe energy that I'm into, is that very moment when she was like, permission grant. Like, damn.
When she answers, she allows, like, may I continue? Yes, you may. That's
She's
what
like,
she
I'll
said.
allow it.
Well, no, the attorney's like, may I continue? And she's like, go ahead, or yes, you may, or something like
Yeah,
that.
I think it was permission to approach the bench, and she's like, sure, or something. It was like, or approach the witness, because he was gonna hand her some papers. Either way, that was so fucking funny. I just love seeing you go. One's in the chat. I love this. We got to start your own breach off channel where it's Laura goes to court. I want to see a Laura goes to court channel. We got to just send you to court all day, all the time. Is Ladybug there?
Yes.
Oh my God, precious little angel.
Hello.
Oh,
Say hello. What's this?
Why is it that the Boston Terriers, they'll get in your face, they'll stick their ass in your face, they'll lick your hair, they'll snorg on you, they'll fucking fart, they do everything. But then the second you want to hug them, they're like, get the fuck off me. Like, I don't get it.
The only reason I gave her the bone because just before I was coming on, she wouldn't leave me alone. So I was like, I have to give her something that lasts a while.
Dude, I just absolutely love. Oh, let's watch it again. I love this so much. I love it so much. We're gonna watch it one more time, and then we're gonna have you give court updates. And I have questions that the kids wrote on the community wall to ask you. So I'm gonna play this one more time because I love it that much, and then we will ask you questions. Here we go.
What did you say that made me say that I was already there?
I was asking you to step out of the van, and you said, I was there, I already know.
I already know what?
That Charles had died. I was trying not to tell you in front of your daughter.
That would have been nice, but that wasn't the point. How did I know you were coming to give me a death notification?
Can you object to speculation?
Sustain.
Did you notify me that I'm going to give you a death notification? I don't want to do it in front of your daughter. What did you say?
It would be slightly redundant to tell you I was doing a death.
What did you say that made me say that I was?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, if that were a comedy show, you'd be like, smoked them and then walk off stage. Like, that was so great. Like, for real. That, like, it made Lori look stupid, and she just pulled some hot shit out of her ass right before that. With, well, honey, it's like, bitch needed to be taken down a peg or two, and you took her down 1,000 pegs, and I mean, you pegged her like with that cop. You guys fucked.
Have you ever been on stage, like kind of the witness is on stage, right? And somebody in the audience makes you laugh?
Oh, fucking all the time.
I guess it was like that. And I didn't even mean to laugh. It just came out. Other people were covering their mouths, but you know, it's mostly an LDS crowd, and this is above average, well-behaved gallery. Okay. I think if there was more people like us there, I wouldn't have been the only one that laughed.
Yeah. I think that also, but also, I mean, we rip on Mormons as a joke from time to time, but when we're doing it, we're really, I personally am ripping on like the Ruby Frankies of the world, this bitch of the world. You know what I mean? Like, I know Mormons that are really sweet people, but they get jokes. Like the Book of Mormon, when it debuted on Broadway, they invited a primarily Mormon audience just to view it. And there were people there that are like leaders of the church, like Mormon, I don't know what they call them, preachers or whatever. They like heads of the church, big, high up there, fucking lots of thetans or whatever. And those people were like laughing their fucking asses off. I watched an interview with a ton of Mormons talking about the musical, and they're like, I mean, they sang a song called F You God. And there are Mormon leaders of the church just laughing their ass. Like, they have good senses of humor.
That's
like,
what I'm trying to say. These people are extremely nice to me. And don't think I'm not the butt of jokes. I'm Jewish. I've heard every Jewish joke you can imagine. But they're very nice people, and they have great senses of humor. And a number of them have told me that they're very quite reformed. They're not really into all the details. And it's kind of like, I would go to Jeffrey Epstein or Bernie Madoff or, you know, Weinstein or somebody's trial, because like, it's a fucking embarrassment, you know? And so they're there trying to make sure that, You know, they're there to stand up for what they believe in and not what she believes in. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
they're very, very nice. And I didn't make any fun, but they're very well behaved compared to, I mean, I'm in Phoenix. I'm not in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? So I don't think I would have been the only person that laughed if it would have happened somewhere else. And people were laughing. They just didn't do it audibly. Mine just came out because I can't help it.
I mean, it was incredible. I thought that was so funny. And honestly, you can't help it when someone's asking a dumb question. You gotta laugh sometimes. It's just funny.
And Nate did say, "Do you mind if I clip it?" And I was like, "No."
Clip it, Nate.
But there was more funny drama today in the morning before, not that you did not see on TV.
Okay, well, before we get to that, Darlene has a great question. Did she stick her ass in everyone's face again? Jesus.
And she likes to lean, she likes to bend at the waist over the desk to talk to her counsel, but I think she forgets that she's not sporting any cleavage.
Dude, I'm telling you, I told you she's gonna do the bend and snap. She really is Elle Woods. She's the real life Elle Woods. She's like
She's looked at me a number of times, and I'm like, "Bitch, why are you looking at me? There's a lot of people here." I'm sure she looks at everybody. But I'm always kind of like right behind Kay, so it's partially like she's looking for Kay.
Would you? I want you to really consider this. It sounds like I'm joking, but I'm not.
You want me to do what?
If I sent you a grill, an attachable grill, like you know how the rapper, like Paul Wall, how he has a big grill.
Oh, like here?
Yeah. Like diamonds. If I got "fuck you" on it, and it's just a slip-on, and you just happen to pop them on in court, and then when Lori looks at you, you just smile.
If only she can see it, I would do it.
We need to get you right behind her. Okay.
But you know, I would smile by accident just before I was going to do it, and somebody would see me. It would have to be my last day of court because I don't know if I could get away with that.
I'm going to try to get you a grill for the last day of court. The answer is Amazon and Houston, Texas. You go to a mall in Houston, Texas, you can get just about any grill you want. I'm going to ask you these questions that people posted on the community wall. And if you guys have a question for Laura specifically about the trial, put hashtag "Hey Laura" in the chat and then ask it, and I will go through and star those.
Okay. And don't forget, I can't read the chat. So
Okay.
I can only see what you put up on the screen because I'm in that other, the StreamYard, not the YouTube.
Okay, no problem. I will read it to you then. I do have to ask you from Angela. She says, "What do the vibes feel like? Can you feel the evil coming off of Lori?"
The vibes are like, and I have said this a number of times, it really feels like she's the star of the school play and she's the director. Those are the vibes I get. It's not so much of an evil vibe, but it's you're so crazy you don't even know you're evil vibe. Like she's like Heather's or something. I guess it's evil, but she's giddy about checking with her counsel and telling them what to do. So you think that she'd be conferring with them. But what I imagine she's doing is she's getting back to the table and she's going, "How did I do? How did I do? Was it good?" That's what I imagine she's doing instead of listening to them. Because if she was listening to them, she wouldn't sound so stupid.
Yeah, and I would imagine that if they positively reinforce her, she might. I mean, I know she's her own counsel, but I do wonder. I need to look it up because I actually have never really thought about this before, but it just occurred to me, like, if you appeal, like, let's say she gets found guilty, right? Can she appeal on the grounds of having shitty counsel since she represented herself?
No, because that's something that you have to, that's a right you have to give up when the judge is repeatedly convincing you that you don't want to be pro se. That's one of the things, like, you're not going to be able to claim, what is the word again? Insufficient, not insufficient, but
yeah, like shitty
whatever.
counsel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if she gets
there's a word and I'm frozen. I can't
bereft or something, like terrible counsel.
Like bad freaking lawyers. You can't say like it's bad counsel.
So
inadequate counsel.
Inadequate. That's it. Yeah. And see, and part of me wondered if it could possibly if there could be a loophole there because she did also take ineffective. That's it.
Ineffective. Okay.
Counsel.
Inadequate. I was getting there. I was closer.
That was we were both so close. Thank you very much, Roasted Bean and Jenno, for that. Also indoctrinated counsel. I kind of like that. I do wonder.
Roasted Bean is, you know who Roasted Bean is?
No.
What?
Oh, that's Andrew.
Yeah.
Hi, Andrew. How are you?
I don't know where he is. He's not home. He must be watching you in the car. Hi, honey.
Andrew, you clean that coffee up? Did you clean that fucking Americano up, brother?
That was really bad. I felt really bad. I couldn't wait to tell him the story about what happened to me that day. And I get in the car and he dumped a whole venti Americano.
She just came in and was like, I interrupted court. And then she threw the Americano. So AJ wants to know what seems to get Lori the most worked up and how do we do more of it?
Any talk of other women, and Kay gets her the most worked up, and not being able to ask whatever the fuck she wants to ask. Like when she really gets, like you could see her get tense when Trina Kay, the prosecutor, objects. And then she argues with the judge. Well, I'm going somewhere with this. I was going to ask a different question. Or it's in his report. Why can't I talk about it? Something happened today with like this reporter. I mean, this detective, when they write their reports, they write anything that's of interest. It may not turn out to be relevant, but there's shit in the report that doesn't have to do anything with anything. And in the report, he wrote about the lady, Nancy Joe, that he was going to go on a date on because he noticed it in his phone, and he had like 2 other dates planned, and he was talking to other women, and Lori wanted to go down like woman by woman and go, was he going to have a date with this one on this night? And was it almost like she can't wait to make Nancy Joe feel shitty? Like, yeah, he might have gone out with you, but he had 2 more dates planned. She just likes to get people. She likes to get in their faces and make them feel shitty.
Yeah. And you can tell like the tone. Like I truly think this might be a little controversial and it might give me some shit. I hope people understand where my intentions are when I say this, because I do mean it. I truly think that there are some arguments she's made and some things that she said, very few, but there's some where it's like, hey, that's not too bad if you would have said it in a different fucking tone, bitch. Like she was going somewhere and it's like, I don't like this, but it's your right to use this argument. I see where you're kind of heading with this, but her tone ticks it off and it changes everything. Like it literally changes it changes the intent, like everything is changed by the way she says it. And she falls out of the stupid fuck tree at that moment.
Exactly. Like she starts out good because obviously she doesn't want the judge to just like hold her in contempt and say, no, this is not working, you know? So she comes up with a few good questions and she starts. If she's scared of the witness, it'll be short. But if it's somebody, she's using this as an opportunity to just confront people. Like she already knows she's going to jail. She's forever for life. Nothing's going to help her now. And she's wants these witnesses so she can confront them and go, well, yeah, what about this and what about that? And you once talked to that one. And meanwhile, I don't know how many times when she's saying these to these women about, do you make it a habit of dating married guys? And wasn't he dating other people? I write, bitch, you were fucking another guy the whole time. Who were you to say?
You killed your kids and you went to Hawaii to marry some fucker who wanted to like pre-rapture. Like that's so gross. He's like trying to pre-bust. Like what a loser.
But you know that she committed this murder to her husband before the children died.
Oh
so
yeah,
this trial's just about that. And then she
but it's like it's after the fact though. Like that shit has already happened. So it's still really By the way, does the jury get to hear that?
Hear what?
That she fucking murdered her kids?
They don't know yet.
What do you mean yet? Like they're going to, right?
I don't know because the way Lori questions who, if she opens the door, the judge is like, that door is open. And he had to basically beg her not to open the door today. I mean, I'm sure he didn't see today. And she did once refer to JJ. She was saying something about him and she said was. So I don't know if they picked up on that. Like he was this or he was that.
That's interesting. If they say, I wonder if, so damn, that's good. I wonder if saying is opening the door. Did the judge say no?
No, it's not. She was trying to question a detective today about all the times that he had witnessed her demeanor. Because she's trying to put out that the fact that she didn't act all freaked out after Charles died is just the way she is. So he wanted him to testify because he's somebody that's known her through the whole case, through through Idaho and everything. And so that he could say, every time I see her, she's just like that. But the judge said, if he's going to talk about every time he's experienced you, he's going to say, like in Idaho or at the other trial or something like that. And then it's going to open the door. So as much as she wanted to she wanted to ask the question and play a video where she talks about these other places, the judge is like, and she finally said no. And none of her witnesses, like every morning before court starts, they address her witnesses and if they're going to show up and when. And because the prosecution has to have time to talk to them also. And every day my investigator's trying and we don't know where this person is. And I signed all the subpoenas. And apparently she signed subpoenas for people that she did not intend to call just to fuck with them.
You know who that reminds me of?
And they're her dead husband's one of his brothers, and then she's gonna have another trial coming up for attempted murder on her niece's husband, somebody in his family. She tried to call him. She put all these people on the witness list, kind of like they're doing in Massachusetts, just to mess with people.
Yeah,
But these
that's
people
what I'm saying.
stressed
That's
out.
who that reminds me of, the Commonwealth.
Right, but
Yeah.
she stressed these people out thinking that they were going to have to show up. And she had subpoenas sent out to them. And then in court today, she's telling the judge, oh, it was a mistake. I just signed a stack of them and I didn't really see who was in there. Do you guys think Lori skips a beat? She knows everybody whose subpoena she's signing.
That's what really bothers me, like, especially the fact that they make a victim go up on the stand and face the person who attacked them, or hurt them or tried to kill them, whatever happened, is already pretty gross to me. And I do understand that there are some exigent circumstances where they will cover the person or they will, hide their identity if they're a kid or if it was something especially gross. But that's really, it depends on the court, the judge, the state, all these things. The fact that someone can represent themselves pro se, like Ted Bundy,
Yeah.
and question the victims, like, that's so disturbing. When it comes to Lori, I do really feel like that it's definitely a privilege, in my opinion. I know that some people say, no, it's a right. No, I think it's a privilege to fuck around and get messy and make a circus show out of something that's very real and very tragic for some people. And simultaneously, my favorite word, I also think that by doing that and by requesting that, I think that maybe she should perhaps give up some of her rights in a sense. Like, okay, you want to re-traumatize the victims, you want to have subpoena power, you want to do all of this, and you want to force us. Okay, we're gonna put a shock collar around you. Like, that sucks and all, but at a certain point, I just think it's important. I think it's important that the jury know what happened after the fact. I understand it's a separate case, but it's a pattern with her. And once you have a pattern, any link in that pattern, I think, should be exposed. It's just my opinion. But if you're going to do big boy shit and play lawyer, then you should be met with big boy fucking obstacles. And I think one of those obstacles is your behavior, your patterns, and your plans. Because intent can be established for a long game plan just as much as a short game plan. And that just really fucking bothers me that she's allowed to do that shit. Gross.
It was really gross because, okay, these are the witnesses that she's supposedly trying to get.
Okay.
And this first is a friend of Tylee's called Vaisia. I don't know why she wants to talk to this kid. Well, I guess they're like 22 now, but still, Tylee's friend. And then Gabriella Bonilla, who's the bishop of their church, I guess. and she wants to call Zach Cox, which is another one of her brothers. Oh no, it's Charles's son. She murdered their dad, and now she wants to call the kids. And Barry Cox, I don't know who that is. I think it's her brother. And then somebody's named Ashlyn. And these are witnesses that she wants to call who they can't get a hold of. They can't find them. They're not even sure if they're going to show up.
Well,
And
if they're Cox, if their last name is Cox, then they're going to be his side of the family. And didn't his side of the family, I know they didn't go into hiding, but didn't they distance themselves pretty immediately because of her behavior? Are they in Lake Charles or Texas?
I don't know. I mean, I know Kay's in Lake Charles, but I don't know where all the rest of the people are. I would imagine. I don't know.
So disgusting. Like, I can't.
But you know, the state is supposed to rest. Is tomorrow Wednesday? I forgot what day it is. Okay. So they're supposed to rest Thursday. I don't even know. They might finish tomorrow. And then what's Lori going to say? And she may just blurt out something all by herself. You don't know. She's got nothing to lose. This is, like I said, it's her high school play, just putting on her final performance.
It's Arrested Development. You're a crook, Captain Hook. So remember that scene? That's fucking Lori.
I mean, she still has another one, and I have the dates for that. I don't even know if I'm going to watch it, where she had Alex like trying to shoot her niece's husband. So her niece was joining her cult, becoming one of her followers.
Yeah, I remember that.
And apparently the husband was like, no. So they tried to kill him and get rid of him. And they shot his Jeep.
His Jeep. Yeah, they tried to shoot at his Jeep.
Yeah. So I have the dates for that trial because it's a weird schedule. The judge isn't going to be there for some of the days. And it's, I think, starting like I don't know. It's soon. I have the dates. I'll come across it.
Let me get through these next two questions, but Auntie Ree has a good one. It's not a question, it's a statement. She says she thinks she's going to try and testify in her closing arguments. I am curious, if Lori chooses to testify, does she cross-examine herself? I don't know that, but she is the first person on her witness list. She's like, I'm a witness to my own actions and I didn't do it. Like, bitch, shut up.
And her second witness, I think I sent it to you, but it was something like, anybody who's had any communications or spoken to anybody at all that's been involved in the investigation, which is.
They're going to bring in a lady from Ace Check Cash Express. And she's like, yeah, I cashed your check 2 weeks ago. What?
Yeah. Or the guy that like changed the porta potty, on the crime scene. I don't know.
Like literally, she's going to be like, who helped you at the Burger King drive-through window? I'd like to call them and I'd like to speak to their phones. Claudia has a question. Is anyone famous there? And I have a follow-up to please tell us the story of what YouTuber got in a fight. Give us the cheese, May.
Okay. There might be famous. Okay. There might be famous people there, but I'm not the best. Like if it hasn't been in one of my favorite shows or movies or something, I may not know. There's a lot of media people there whom I don't recognize. I mean, I know Nate's there. There's somebody there from Court TV, but I've never seen her before. And there's a guy that's a reporter locally here that we know. And then there's like YouTubers, but there's people telling me that they're social media creators, and I don't even know who they are.
Is Jeffree Star there? That's all I want to know.
Who's Jeffree Star?
Perfect. So do you remember her green chili chicken enchiladas? Sue wants to know.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that I might go to a nice local Arizona place that bottles their stuff in their restaurant or something and buy some green enchilada sauce and give it to some of the people that came in from out of state.
Dude, you know it would be really kind of a funny
something
prompt.
Made in Arizona, like a good green enchilada sauce. I make good sauce, but I don't want to bring people stuff that's made in my kitchen, or they're just going to throw it away because they don't know whether I'm clean or not. You know what I mean?
What if we find the worst green chili chicken enchilada sauce recipe, the worst on the internet, like just piss poor. It's got 1 star. My dad and mom bottle beers. They like have a brewery and shit in their house. My dad has won salsa. My stepdaddy's won salsa cook-off contest. So they have canning shit and bottling shit for that. if we can find the worst green chili chicken enchilada recipe on earth, and if you can commit to just making a batch, okay, I'll send you a pre-labeled bottle called Lori's Shitty Chicken.
Oh, okay. As long as it says Lori's, because the
Lori
running joke.
Vallow-Daybell's shitty, awful, disgusting chicken and chili bullshit. I'll make a really fun label that has her
Daddy's
big
home.
scary face.
Sorry. I can't hear you. Just a second. Please
No,
make her
you're
be
good.
quiet. Thank you. Okay.
We'll find
Okay, I'm back.
someone. We'll find like whoever, like someone who's super famous and really into the trial. We'll mail it to them and be like, Lori made this. What do you think of it? Do a review.
It's like break glass in emergencies. Only if you have to make the worst enchiladas ever. The
No,
joke
we'll be like,
is basically
honest review. What do you think? And we send it to like the Barstool Gay Boys in the morning where they called out and about.
Okay.
Here you go. Try Lori Vallow's secret sauce, and then just get her ass embarrassed. Like, I just want to see her fuming from behind bars. Like, that's not my sauce recipe. Who did that? It's my intellectual property. I just want to upset her. I want to be petty, and I think that a shitty chili chicken sauce with her disgusting face just put on blast, and people think that this is the recipe forever and she can't defend herself or her cooking.
Right. So like we use like relish instead of tomatillos to make the sauce.
Sweet relish.
Yeah. It's funny because on Defense Diaries, they call her Cray, like cray, but just one cray. So I refer to her as Cray Chilada Shallow.
There was this one bitch that faked a hate crime. She put a Trump hat on. She's a comedian here. She was not very good. She was always on meth. She put a Trump hat on and lied and said that a liberal beat the shit out of her in a bar because of her hat. And she was all over Tucker Carlson and shit. And then it turns out they have like film of her like fucking punching herself in the face. And she just went into hiding, and she's just such a stupid bitch. And we cannot stand her here. We called her Hussy Smollett. So I think
Bitch fight. We
called her Hussy Smollett. I feel like we need to start
Hussy Smollett. That's good. Yeah.
We gotta comb through some good Lori puns with like celebrity bad people, not bad aces, but bad people.
Somebody has to come up with the best name that ends in Chilada, like something Chilada. That would be funny. Cray's not that good.
See, the only thing that rhymes with that is Bob Mata.
Bob Mata Chilada. That's funny.
Bob Mata Chilada, dude. A Lori Colada, and it's just green chili chicken pina colada. Like, we really need to make something bad for
that. Is it? It's a green chili enchilada flavored.
What about
pina colada chilada?
I like Stars. I'm going to take half of Starzy's selection. I'm going to cram it together. What about Vallow-Daybell?
Very good. Very good.
So people are like, oh, what is it? And then they try it and they're like, oh, it tastes like shit. Like a gag hot sauce.
You can put on the outside of the jar, guaranteed to taste like shit.
Yeah.
And make you bitchy.
Yeah. Insert stick up ass, eat salsa. So those are the questions that we have here. I think we went over the ones. I think we got to all the ones in chat. There was one up here. I think I got it.
Oh, wait. Okay. I have the funniest question. To me, it was the funniest question she asked today. She asked the detective about her, basically the thing is, you called 911, and then after the fact, we realized that your story was bullshit and you weren't there, you didn't call 911 when it happened. You waited an hour. And so they were checking her timeline. That's where the video to Burger King comes in. And so she asked the question, are you aware of what we ordered at Burger King? That was a question that she asked the detective. Are you aware of what we ordered at Burger King?
Dude, the detective should have been like, a fucking Whopper. Like, just answer her correctly.
Wait, and then she's like, I also bought 2 bottles of water. Did you know that sometimes under these situations, when your adrenaline is running high, that causes a person to be more thirsty and drink water?
Oh, bitch, we knew you were thirsty.
When your adrenaline kicks in. Wait, you're forgetting that it's July in Arizona.
Like, Wow,
You're fucking
Lori.
thirsty because it's 117.
Wow, Lori. You're thirsty in the heat of Arizona? Wow.
She's trying to say that she's so calm all the time under pressure. That's just how she is.
It sounds like God spoke to Lori and said, may your bitch ass be parched. Like, that's what it sounds like to me. She is bone dry. She is void of all soul. Once you eat it, you'll wish you hadn't. Let me see something.
What was the
Lori,
next question?
there was another one that was, wait, I started it for a reason. I forgot I can do that. Here we go. Nope. I don't know where it went.
Well, there was another one where she
Yeah.
told the police that she went to CVS with her daughter to get flip-flops because they had to leave in a hurry to take JJ to school, and they left without shoes on. So they stopped at CVS. So this genius of a cop says, well, after calling 7 CVSs and checking their video, it finally occurred to me to see if it was Walgreens. It was Walgreens.
Fucking Lori. Here it is. It's from
No,
Bucks.
not Lori. How many CVSs are you going to call before you
I
try
guess-
just calling pharmacies near her house?
I don't know why, but I thought you meant like Lori was doing it to backtrack her steps. I was like, fuck
No.
Lori. But also,
No,
fuck
she
you,
told
Rebecca.
them it was CVS when she really
Yeah.
went to Walgreens. So she may have been tricking them there. But how many in a circle around her house, how many Walgreens can there be till you realize maybe it was a CVS?
Yeah. Also,
7.
did you know that CVS stands for, do you know what it stands for? Because I want to make sure I get it correct, but it blew my mind. And it was
Cocksucker vermin store? I don't know.
Laura, that was fucking funny. And I'm mad about it.
Why?
Cocksucker vermin store?
Because they make you wait 30 minutes and you walk around and buy stupid stuff you don't even need. You know what? My next door neighbor is my pharmacist and he just puts it in my mailbox.
No, I found it. It is what I thought. I thought it was customer, but it's consumer value store.
Who gets to determine what value is?
Thank you, because it's so expensive. I've always thought their prices were out of control. So consumer value store, like, blows my mind. The TikTok was a girl crying, going, it was today when I realized, and then she's cry laughing. And I'm like, why is that so funny? But I'm also concerned because I'm like, this is not accurate. This is false advertising. We should sue. Like, immediately I go to lawsuit because I'm fun like that. But also the first location was in Massachusetts. So now I think we know what's going on here. Chris Albert actually built the first CVS. That's a fun fact. That's not true. So Bubsy said, are you surprised that the prosecution has offered minimal evidence regarding a conspiracy? I mean, that is kind of a good point. Have they?
It is kind of a good point, and it does go to the fact that they didn't think it was a conspiracy to commit murder. They just thought she had some very fucking odd behavior. They were like, they thought it was self-defense. The only evidence they have, the only evidence that they really have is that they shot him when he was down. The second shot was while he was laying on the floor, through his stomach, out his shoulder, and left a divot in the floor. So that's murder, even if there's not a conspiracy. Alex murdered him. Because you shoot to either incapacitate a person and then you stop. But he shot him right here. And then when he fell onto the ground, he shot him in the stomach. It came out his shoulder. So that was really good evidence. The other evidence that was really good was that Lori and Tylee and Alex's timeline of what happened, how it happened, when it happened, all got disproven when they realized that they shot him. Then Lori left for an hour with his phone. So after the time that Charles is dead, Lori's got his phone in the cup holder and she's going to Burger King and taking her kid to school and going back home. So why she lied to the police and waited an hour to call 911, that's conspiracy too. Usually if somebody comes in your house and you shoot them, you're supposed to call 911 right now.
It's also
why are you waiting an hour?
Is it failure to render aid there? Like,
they shot him in the heart, like right in the middle of the chest.
yeah,
And then
but
through the stomach, and it went all the way through like organs up from his stomach to his shoulder. Like, I don't know if he would have lived.
it just
The
feels
coroner didn't say he would.
yeah, it just feels weird that I mean, obviously they should have called here's the thing. If somebody's attacking you or in your home robbing it, let's say, and you shoot them, you call the police. If someone's attacking you, you call the police. You don't leave and go to Walgreens. Like, and if you do, you go to Walgreens to call the police.
So, yes. Well, and she didn't do that.
Nope.
They shot him. Then she goes and takes her kid to Burger King, and she's in the Burger King all hippie skippy like nothing happened. And then she goes into the Walgreens and she's buying flip flops with her daughter, and they have a video of her doing that, acting completely normal. And she's got Charles's phone with her. He's dead. And then after she does that, takes her about an hour round trip. She gets back home, and that's when they call 911. And Alex may have called 911 when she was almost home, but she wasn't even there. So in the beginning, the cops wondered, was she even there when he got killed? Maybe it was all Alex. So it took them a while to figure it out. And then when the stuff came out about the kids, you go back and look at that stuff in hindsight, and you're like, she did it.
Well, at that point, it's not only failure to render aid, in my opinion, but I think it's also, tampering. It's tampering with evidence because
It
she
is
took
tampering,
his
but
phone.
the coroner said he could have lived maybe 2-3 minutes.
So it takes 2 minutes on average for cops in really good jurisdictions to get there. That's how long it should take.
Yeah, but
So
Chandler's really spread out. This is not a like, the
cops drive really fast. When it's one of their own, they do.
they're not using that. It's not that strong of an argument because trying to get there and put somebody on life-saving measures within 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Getting their parking, coming in, assessing the guy, the whole thing. And that's if they would have called and gotten 911 the second it happened. So that takes a minute too. And talking, some of these 911 operators are like, what's your, they're not getting to the point. So the coroner didn't make it sound like they could have saved it. They killed it.
I do wonder, did she drop JJ off at school? Okay.
Yes.
That like
So she's saying that, she was
that's fucked up. This kid just saw, first of all, he's already nonverbal autistic, right?
But he was outside when the shot happened. He was in the car waiting for his dad. See, Lori's story is this, that Charles came over to get JJ. He went out to the car to put JJ in the car, and then he came back in because he always has to do, he always does that. He always says he's going to leave, and then he comes right back. But what I think really happened was Charles came up to pick up JJ, took him out to the car, was about to back up out of the driveway, and got in an argument with Lori, and she grabbed his phone from him. And then went in, and then he chased her into the house to get his phone back, and the scuffle happened, and that's when Alex killed him. JJ was outside the whole time, and right after it happened, they sent Tylee outside.
Okay, this just occurred to me. Texas and Arizona do have very similar laws in regards to breaking and entering, stuff like stand your ground, things like that, like very, very conservative. I have to say, one thing that I learned from my case is like Crime Victims Fund and also certain rights and responsibilities. Like if you are brandishing a weapon on school property, even if someone's attacking you and you're within a school zone, it can actually adversely affect you, even if you're being attacked. If somebody points a gun at you, you point a gun at them and shoot them first in self-defense on a public street. That absolutely could affect whether or not you get in trouble too.
So like you're in fight or flight and you're supposed to double check your surroundings and make sure you're not within a certain amount of feet from a pub.
Yeah, but also like on a public road, like, and I know this because I've had friends who have been road rage chased into a parking lot of it in a public area, and this person is pointing a gun at them and they just showed theirs. Both went to jail. So it's a situation where like, no, you can't brandish in public. Like that's a thing here. and that's one of the things, like when I got attacked, a lot of people were posting in the comments under the news articles and texts about like, well, where was her weapon? If she had carried, then this wouldn't have happened. Goddamn liberal. And I'm like, you fucking idiot. I was on school property walking to my house, and I would have been in a public street once the fight ended up in the street. So how dare you? Like, I could have ended up in trouble for getting attacked. So you
Well, there's people too that like get in trouble because they render aid to somebody that's choking or having a heart attack, and then they get sued for cracking their ribs.
Yeah, exactly. And now
the new
they
standard is if you don't break the sternum or the ribs, you're not doing it right.
Yeah, and then now they have the machine that will fucking break it for you and the chest plate. It's wild, but
he justified to that, like they don't blow in your mouth anymore, and that the sternum means that it was being done properly.
Oh,
Broken
this is
sternum.
totally off topic, but I read this news article a couple of well, it was way long ago. This was back. All I remember is I got to it through an E-bomb link, E-bombs world. So that's like how old it is, but it was a news story about a woman who gave CPR to a drowning kid. So the kid's drowning. I say drowning, and that is not anyway. A kid's drowning. She saves his life. She is a lifeguard on duty. Yeah, she pulls him out. She does CPR, right? This lifeguard girl. Kid spits up all the water, survives. Yay. Kid gets herpes. They tried to sue her.
If you ask me, I can save your child's life, but they're going to have herpes. I'd be like, give it to him.
It reminded me of the Hasidic rabbi in New York that got sued because of the old school bris method, where he also gave children herpes. I don't know if you heard about that. It was in Williamsburg. That's
where I was born. That's where my parents lived when I was born.
Okay, there's a Hasidic sect up there where the rabbi was doing old school, hardcore old school bris, which involves putting your mouth on the tip to suck the blood out.
Yeah, I've heard of.
Yeah, and he gave kids herpes. And I believe one of them even died from it. And it went to the Supreme Court, if I remember correctly. And they said freedom to practice religion.
Were they trying to protect him because it was like religious practice? Because I don't know
anymore. It worked. And it worked. He just had to stop doing it. But they were like, basically no repercussions.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
That was shocking. And it's really crazy to me how many people sue because of, I mean, that one, I thought absolutely this guy deserves to be sued. But the one where the girl saves the kid's life, what the fuck? If I remember correctly, I feel like it was civil and they agreed on a settlement.
That's messed up.
And I remember
Larry David even did a story like that where like somebody gave Heimlich, and then he was out to dinner with a lawyer. He gave somebody Heimlich, and the lawyer's like, you shouldn't have done that. And then he ends up getting in some kind of trouble because he gave him Heimlich.
Yeah, they were like, let them die or something.
Yeah, you should have just let it go. You should have just let it,
then
somebody else handle it.
She's like, Larry, you stupid fuck. So
like, I'm gonna save your life, but sign here first.
Dude, I fucking love Larry David so much. Okay.
So then, okay.
Yeah, go ahead and keep let me hold on. I'm pulling this.
I don't know what you want me. There's a couple things I want to tell you, but I want to answer questions. I do.
Well, here's what I want to do. I wanted to. I think that's all the questions we have so far that people sent in. If you guys have any, go ahead and put them in there. I wanted to.
Can you tell I haven't slept? I look so tired. My face is so tired.
Dude, me too. I'm so fucking tired. But here's what I'm thinking.
I mean, not right, in general. Yeah. What?
Yeah,
right.
no, it's too
what were you
hot.
thinking?
It's too hot in our states, and it's making us tired. It's pissing me off.
My air conditioning is on.
Yeah, mine too, and it's still fucking hot as shit. I wanted to ask you if you could, and I know this might be a tall ask, but I feel like you're ready for it. So, would you mind going through the witnesses you've seen thus far in person, and just give us a short, like, couple of sentences of what you took away from it?
When you say witnesses in person, do you mean like on the stand or
on the stand? Yeah, people that like this person came up. Here are my thoughts. Like, give us, 3 or 4
Okay.
sentences on what you
I do
thought.
have that because I actually underlined them.
And I
when,
do
as they came up.
I'm gonna pop myself out so I don't interrupt you because I want to take notes, and I just know I will.
Did
And
you say
I'll
I don't
pop
want to
back.
interrupt you? She heard you say that.
Yeah, I know. And then she came in and said, "I'm tagging in." I love her so much. She's so cute. Hi, little baby Hugin Ladybug. Oh, kisses for mama. She's so sweet. Okay. I'm gonna pop out, and if you want to start, I mean, you gave us a good synopsis up to like Kay Woodcock was, I think, where we left off.
Okay, but I have to tell you what happened on the first day, and I'll say that real quick. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. On the first day of trial, I got there in plenty of time, and I got to sit down and everything. And then right before trial was about to start, or maybe I already told you guys, this 3 people like from the family came late, and they needed 3 people to go. So this police officer asks, "Can the last 3 people leave?"
Oh
Who
yeah, they
didn't?
kicked you out. You told
I
us that.
told you that. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
now the officers and the people are like super nice to me, and they keep being really nice to me, and they're still apologizing. Okay.
Oh yeah, it broke up real quick, but guys, just in case you didn't hear, they're all besties with Flora now, so it all worked out in the end. And she got to make friends with Bob the Builder, one of the wonderful jurors, and also Megan. Thank you for being a member for 7 months, hon. It's so crazy. I still can't believe this channel's been going on that long. This was like a spur. This was my alt account. This was supposed to be like me undercover doing my squirms and my sneaks and my snoops. And then it turned into this. And I'm just super grateful for you guys and Laura and Ladybug with the bow with a cutie. Okay.
So
we do have one more question.
Yeah.
Does the judge ever get frustrated with the prosecutor? For
No.
example, she knows leading questions on the direct violate the rules, but she does it anyway.
He doesn't get annoyed with her, but he will rule sometimes in Lori's favor because I think he's really trying hard not to have it go to a mistrial or an appeal or
Yeah.
something like that. So sometimes she doesn't get what she wants, but this is a slam dunk. I don't think it's a big deal. I think she lets him do what he has to do at her expense. And as the days goes on, she's like smiling a little bit more as she walks out of the court and just got a little more skip in her step. You could tell she was really nervous and stiff the first few days, and now she's like, "Well, we got this." She doesn't even care.
Now she's like, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel and give law advice. She's the next Casey Anthony. Fucking what a psycho that girl is. Okay,
I'll skip the witnesses from all the. You guys don't want to hear about the beginning ones with the paramedics and stuff that happened in the beginning, and
just
all
whichever
that.
ones you find to be like something that you want to comment on, that you have an opinion on, or that you think is important.
Okay.
I'm gonna pop out so I don't interrupt, and I'm gonna
Okay.
take some notes.
I didn't see the first day, obviously, because I had to leave. And on the on the second day that I went, the witness was, you're really not being very nice to me. Scott Cowden, and he was a fire engineer and a paramedic. I'm not going to say much about that. It was just basically what they saw on scene and what happened. The second witness was a Ken Keller. He was also like the chief of the Chandler Fire Department, but I did call him Colonel Sanders because he had one of those white beards that's like exactly like Colonel Sanders, and he looked like him too. So that was interesting. But basically, it was pretty horrific stuff about what they found when they got there, and it was pretty sad. And then Daniel Coons, that was a really good witness because he was the lead detective here in Phoenix. And I think I told you a little bit about that. He was there. He was a Trooper Paul, basically. He had like a 40-hour course in arms forensics or something. He wasn't, I don't know. I don't want to say anything bad, but he wasn't exactly the most impressive guy. But he was there only to test about the second shot, and which was the one that went into his stomach, hit the floor, and then came out his shoulder. So he was basically saying, based on the trajectory, that shot was while he was laying down, and that's murder. But Lori's question, the best question that she asked during that was, what does the trajectory have to do with it, and what is the relevance to a conspiracy? So basically, like, why are you testifying about the trajectory of the bullet? It doesn't have to do anything with me being in conspiracy to commit murder. So I wrote that one down because I was like, yes, it does. Um, and then the next, let's see. He went on for a really long time, Coons. And then Lori, come here. What are you doing? And then he was back on the stand again the next day. And then I underlined them so I should be able to see. Boy, this guy talked a lot. Oh, Nancy Jo Hancock. You guys know about her. That was the one that Charles went on the date with, and she really gave it to her good when she's like, don't flatter yourself. That was that lady. She was very impressive. And Andrew, I would really appreciate it if she was, Then Christina Atwood. She was one of the ladies that was like going along with Lori's cult. I talked about her a little bit. She was very meek, very quiet, very like, she would believe anything. And I didn't have a whole lot of sympathy for her because for me, she's 5% less of a nut than Lori is. She didn't kill anybody, but she was pretty deep into believing all that stuff. Then on the 10th, Adam Cox. Adam Cox is Charles's brother. And at the time, no, I'm Lori's brother. He was excommunicated from his family because he was telling everybody that Lori was crazy. And they basically said, you're not part of this family if you're going to believe that. And he's like, she's really crazy. And he was really good friends with Charles. And it was him and Charles that were trying to stop Lori and get her some mental help. She'd had some mental health, but it didn't help. So they were going to keep trying to help her. And they were planning to go have an intervention. He was the one that's a professional pickleball player. I didn't even know such a thing existed, but he was really cool. And his family should have listened to him. And he was up there and Lori was really mean to him. And that's where the green enchilada thing came up because she was asking him if he remembered seeing her at some family event. And she's like, you don't remember my famous green chili chicken enchiladas? So that was that. And then, let's see, did I miss one? No. Look at how he was still on the stand. That was really, it just went crazy. Then there was a lady named Serena Sharp. Wait, maybe I got her mixed up with the other one. The lady that I said was a little bit crazy, I might have been wrong about her. She might have been, I don't know who she was. Please forgive me. It was Serena Sharp that was a little bit.
Yeah, Serena. I was gonna come in and say
What's the
because
second lady that I said was on the stand? I don't want to
I
give her a
thought
bad name.
Serena was the second lady. Isn't that the blonde lady?
She
Because I
was, but there
remember
was
people
another.
saying-
If you give me 2 seconds, I would like to straighten it up for that
Yeah, there
particular
was
lady.
another because people said don't speak on Serena, and I remember going, better not speak on Serena because that was a Kendrick Lamar quote. So I remember her.
Yeah, wait, I think I did mess up. What was the lady? Did I say she was before Coons?
She
I
was.
think
I mean, I think she was right. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was.
Okay, I've
Was.
almost got it.
For sure by like a whole day, right?
There was Ken Keller, that was Colonel Sanders, and then
Also, yes, Jane Doe. A few, not a ton.
no,
But
I
I'm
guess I
trying to
don't
get
know whose name I said, but I don't know. I must be losing my mind. I thought I said somebody's name. Coons.
You said Ken Keller, and you said Scott the fire. I have Ken Keller, the chief,
And then Nancy Jo. Okay, then I'm okay. It was the lady I just said the one that's Serena Sharp.
Oh,
She
and then there
was
was Mary Jane. You call her Mary Jane, but her name's Nancy Jo. So it
Nancy
was
Jo.
Serena, Nancy K. Or no, it was Nancy, Serena, K.
Serena Sharp was the next.
Yeah.
Was the lady that I mean, right after she testified, I put the state should rest now. Like it was all the crazy stuff that came up about them going on the girls' weekend and seeing her in Hawaii, and the lady was like petrified while she's still scared of Lori. And I'm like, that's the kind of person you want joining your cult, right? Because they'll go for anything.
Oh, big time.
It was very, very sad. And then a William McDonald came on, and he was a retired, I like to say CPD because it's Chandler Police Department, and it's about the same. But he was a crime against children person. All he was there to be was the keeper of records because he downloaded the Celebrate report, but he didn't do the actual study of it. So he was just there to say, yeah, I plugged it in. And then Marissa Francisco, she was the forensics lady I told you about. Then Kay Woodcock. Did I talk about Kay Woodcock?
Quick interruption. No, you didn't. But the Cellbrite report, that's interesting. Did they have anybody did he testify to the contents of it?
That was today.
Okay.
So the first guy was just like, I plugged it in and downloaded the report. That's all
Is
he
that
did.
going to be available to the public, you think?
Well, some of it got read in court today, so I would imagine in discovery the whole thing was, but it was kind of like, the guy that was supposedly a retired Canton Police Department cop that put it down on his computer but didn't really have anything to do with anything.
Yeah,
that was this guy. That was this guy.
Okay, that's what I'm wondering. I would just like to see their Cellbrite report because I think I've talked about this before, how I was working on hopefully going to work as a Cellbrite analyst and take their training classes. And I have a friend who was able to ascertain some of the specifics on it. And we had, I'm not gonna say we played with an older version. And it was literally it's not viable. It's kind of like if it were in beta, but like it's old. And there's been so many updates, and I was looking at the updates, the patches, all the loops, the workarounds, everything that they were able to do as far as extricating data goes. And they posted on their website anytime there's like an upgrade in Cellbrite, because it's just literally
like constant. Yeah,
it exists to upgrade to beat iPhone. Like anything that the iPhone patches, it has to respond to. It's a tennis match. That is literally all Cellbrite exists for, is to just keep upgrading. It
so they can keep getting the stuff out of it. Yeah,
just keep getting shit out of it, because Android easy as fuck to scrape for Cellbrite, but basically any iPhone, it's all privacy shit. It's how do we get around a warrant, basically. So, and even if they have a warrant, like how do we get around if they won't respond to it type of shit. So it's very fascinating to me that I've been looking at Cellbrite reports ever since the Reed case and Ian's fucking testimony, just to see what versions are they using. It's across the board different for every case in every different state that you see different versions of it, different pathways, different files used, different fucking software that is cohabitating with it, if you will, to try, well, it doesn't do this, so we're going to try this additional software, kind of like Jessica Hyde did. It's interesting because on the website they also explain why they approve some uses for it for certain departments and what it's not for. And I find that very interesting. And I'm curious. I'd like to see that report and see, did they use the upgrade with the timestamp? Like, how did that work out? Was it
in this case, the Cellbrite, I understand everything that you're saying, and that you're right. But in this case, the Cellbrite stuff was pretty basic. They just wanted to make sure that they could prove that the story that Alex and her gave them wasn't true. So they were just trying to track where they went. They weren't really looking at calls that much. It was mostly location stuff, and all of them had their location on their phone, so it made it really easy. So one guy downloaded it, and then another detective talked about it. So we didn't get any Cellbrite experts or telephone experts with this. We just got the testimony of a local policeman because it was pretty basic.
God, that would have been a shit show to have to watch Lori fucking cross-examine someone on Cellbrite data. Holy.
Why do you think I fell asleep? The guy was so boring. Oh my God. And he had a monotone voice, and it wasn't saying anything all that interesting. They just wanted to prove that she went at what time to Burger King and then take him to school and then go to Walgreens and then get at what time she got back home. And where was Alex's phone and where was Charles' phone? That was basically what the testimony was about, was just to prove their locations. But they didn't do a lot of calls. I mean, they talked about some calls, but there wasn't any text messages except between Adam Cox and Charles Vallow.
Okay, so there wasn't really like a deep dive into location data or anything like that.
Right. And Lori keeps complaining because the prosecution gave her the Cellbrite information, but not reports. And the prosecutor's like, we got the same dump of information. We barely looked at a lot of it. We just pulled out what we needed. So it's not like the Karen Reed one where there's some really specific calls and texts that have to be used as evidence. It's
validated. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, current text messages that were on both of their phones, in their phone. They weren't even deleted. Nothing was deleted. Nobody tried to hide anything. Lori basically lied about the whole story about what happened, and they disproved her by looking at her location.
It's good.
See,
I
low
mean, I'm
tech,
glad it's not-
low tech. Like, lady, if you're gonna lie, could you at least get the times right? Besides, what by the time the paramedics that got there, he wasn't only deceased, he already had like lividity.
Oh, yeah, it was something like 40 minutes or 20 minutes. How long was it? I think it was 40.
I don't
right?
know if it was 47, 57. It was a lot.
Oh, fuck. Okay,
But when
I'm gonna
you're
pop
saying, when you're saying like life-saving measures, really, they probably stood over him for 3 minutes and make sure he would stop breathing.
Yeah, I was thinking from the prosecution angle, but I see your point. I mean, it's also like, I think the jury will see that too. I think the second they heard about the Burger King thing, they probably were about as astounded, I think, as we are.
About the Burger King thing? We got to
about
see the
going to
receipt.
Burger- Yeah.
We got to see the receipt from Burger King. She ordered like a 20-piece chicken fries and a 10-piece chicken fries.
Well, I've said this before, but she does seem to have, I mean, it's not that she seems, she absolutely has a God complex, which behavioral analysis wise, that's sniper shit. That's how snipers view themselves, as a God complex. And what's interesting is snipers, mass shooters, spree shooters, school shooters, there tends to be a bit of a pattern when they are brought in by police. They always want food. Like, it's always, let's go through a drive-through. Let's eat during the interview. They get hungry. That's because they're callous, in my opinion. They're hungry because they just had this adrenaline. They accomplished something. It's almost like when you win at a sports game, football or some shit in high school, and your parents are like, you want to go eat? But if you lose the game, it's like you're depressed. It's like, I just want to go home, And I truly 100% think that that's how Lori was operating. I think for her, it's a celebration. Let's go get fucking nuggets and a burger because we just accomplished something, kids. Like, that's how I feel like she views herself.
And when you reward your children with food, then in some cases you can cause them to have eating disorders.
Oh,
it's not the best way to reward your child is to give them junk food.
And then after all of that, she's so disgusting. What a shitty human. And also, thank you so much, Sassy. I'm going to enter you into that drawing right now. I'm going to dip out so you
420 giveaway.
420 giveaway. Happy Easters. Okay, continue. I won't interrupt more.
So the Kay Woodcock thing has been really talked about. So I don't know. She's back. I don't know how much of it you guys want to hear over again. And I need to get a drink of water. Opie, can you come back on so I can get some water? My throat's
You know what? Yes, it is water and pee-pee time. You guys know what that means. You know what that means. It's pee-pee water time. Everyone get your pee-pee, get your water, pee-pee out your water, and then we're going to have Laura come back after she gets water, and we'll wrap this up, and she's going to tell us a little more.
I have to wash spit off my hands, too.
Girl, go get it.
你好 ，Jack。我改变主意了。我到这里来找。
把手给我。闭上眼睛。快闭上！上来，抓住 住栏杆，闭上眼睛，别偷看。
我没偷看。
跨到栏杆上，抓住了，抓紧点儿，眼睛闭好了吗？相信我吗？
我相信你。
好了，睁开眼睛。
我飞了，这个。
来，伸出手，我拉你回来。
这个凡人的世界已夕阳西下，笨蛋，迎接你们的死亡吧，因为王国正要来临。无名，死亡之翼，天命之灭世者，万物的终结者，无可阻挡，无可违逆，无极大灾变。
这片土地的灾难还没结束，等我们彻底毁灭它之后，就献给伟大的 Sagaras。
火焰仍在肆虐，你的挣扎毫无意义，命运之轮已经开始旋转。
露丝。
That if you want.
And there you have it, everyone. Uh-oh. We're frozen. Okay, we're back. We're back. All right. going down into the mountain to save my sister. I see everybody in the chat quoting Captain Marcel. We will have to, I guess we're just going to have to steal from that podcast and show it to the kids one day so they get the inside joke. But goddamn, Captain Marcel is the best. We will do that. Laura, I'm going to let you continue. I'm going to let you
Okay. Well, we were all at the K part, but I know we talked. Everybody's like talked K to death by now, right? Like,
yeah, I would do the one after K.
Okay. I'm sorry, I had to go outside. It's gonna get so hot in Arizona that it's gonna be unbearable, and I have to try to enjoy the little bit of nice evenings that we have left.
We just got a nice breeze I got coming through my door, so that's lovely. The rats on the fence that belong to the neighbor have taken to throwing themselves at the at our front door, our front screen door. So every once in a while I hear a squeak and a rat just fucking hits the wall, and then Hugin freaks out. So that's fun for me. Also, I want to remind you know what? Let's do the quiz question now.
Okay.
Before I forget, I'm gonna do the quiz question now. Now, Laura, you're going to get an auto entry for
No. I won the last giveaway. I do think I'm ineligible.
Do you want to ask a quiz question?
I can't think of one off the top of my head. I mean,
No. I'll type it in private chat. You ask the kids, and then I'll see who answers first.
Where do I see the private chat?
Ah, shit. Never mind. I'll ask it. You can just be here because I don't know because you're on a phone. You're on a new phone too.
I'll come up with. I'm on a new phone, and finally, like, I didn't realize with iPhones that you just sit them next to each other, like they're gonna copulate, and then they talk to each other, and everything goes from one to the other.
Yeah, and you can also touch them and then download all the dick pics. Okay.
Well, obviously, I figured it all out.
Yeah, Laura is reporting live from her backyard.
Dun, dun.
Hey, here's a fun quiz question that has nothing to do with true crime, and it's super easy, and it's Laura.
See my big queen palm in my backyard? I don't know if you guys can see it.
It's Laura centric. Okay. So here's your question, and somebody's gonna get it immediately. So I mean, I know they will. There's no way they can't because other than Laura, this is kind of the star of the show today. And I'm not talking about me or Laura, but for those of you who don't know, we're doing a quiz. If you answer it correctly, if you're the first one to answer it correctly, and in this one, you do have to spell it right because it is a name. So if you get it right, you're going to get an entry to win the Obology Line cassette, 1 of 1 merchandise, and your choice of any merch from the store, and a whole bunch of swag that I'm going to hook you up with. The only other way to win is to send me your Hank Brennan impression to Oblivious Benson question@gmail.com, or to buy my love. Any amount you donate through any of the means I have available below the video, through like it's all SnoopyDupa or Oblivious Benson and all the cash app. You can send me $1, you can send me $10. I don't give a fuck. It's all for Hugin's teeth. We need to clean his teeth, or the vet said he's going to explode and die. So if you want him to die, donate. No. If you want him to die, don't donate. Be a big prick. But or you can get smart and answer this question correctly. Pay attention, and you can get free entries. Okay, this is the question. It's Laura centric. Okay, what is the name of Laura's Canton Terrier, aka Boston Terrier? What is the name of Laura's Boston Terrier? Boom. Life's a bit. Life's a bit.
Did you put bug or ladybug?
The answer is ladybug. Life's a bit.
Yay.
The free entry.
How about another free entry if anybody remembers my other dog's name who's camera shy? She's one of the
If somebody gets it right, I'll give them 2 fucking free entries.
Okay, how about that? I'll give you a clue. It's also a character in the Peanuts.
Character in Peanuts.
Who gives advice for 5 cents.
Yeah.
Okay, made it too
What
easy.
is the name? Boom, totally clips. Oh, I get it. Totally clip. I'm such a dumb fuck Congratulations, you're in the drawing, Totally Clips. I just realized clever wordplay can be wonderful and upsetting at the same time. I can't believe I didn't figure that out upon reading it in my head, and it just came out now. Totally Clips. You get 2 entries because that was crazy. I
Okay, you have to tell me what she said.
She said Lucy.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't read them.
Isn't that? Oh, yeah, you can't read Lucy. That's your dog's name, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Wait,
cool. I was
Lucy,
like,
Lucy, say hi.
Sweet little baby. Hi, honey. You're so cute.
Can you see her? Did I do it good?
Hi, sweet little baby, little Hugin. Oh, I love her so much. She's so
She's a sweetheart. She's a really great dog, but she's not up in your face constantly. So.
Dude, she looks like my friend Lisa's dog that passed named Mr. President. And when
Aw.
Mr. President would come over to our house, he would run into the house, spin around, jump on Dylan, lick him, and run out. And that was it.
Well, both of these dogs were adopted. I know people say rescued. I didn't go and run out in the street and rescue her, but I did get her from somebody who rescued her.
Oh, I love that. Hugin was rescued. He was drowning, and I went in the ocean and I got him. And I said, I got to go into the ocean. I got to save my sister. Okay. I'm going to let
She
you
was
continue.
Lucy was found behind a dumpster.
Oh, me too. Oh, I love Lucy. Okay. Lucy's perfect. I got 2 for Totally Clips and 1 for Life's a Bit. Congratulations. You guys are now entered. I'm going to get the fuck out of here and let Laura talk because I want to hear the rest and I don't want to interrupt. And I have so many thoughts racing through my head. Love you.
Well, okay. So the next witness after Kay, because she really rocked it and she closed the day out. She was fantastic. If there was anybody after her, then I don't remember. But the next day was Derek Baumgartner, which I would normally say Baumgartner, but I guess there's no T. And he was the medical examiner. He was very intelligent. He was very well spoken and easy to understand. And that's why I said that as far as the life-saving measures, he said you can't say that he died instantly, but he died very quickly. And one of the pieces of evidence, they were trying to say that the blood on his hand was from Alex's head because supposedly he hit Alex in the head with a bat, which isn't, I don't think that's true. And since the police used it as, they didn't test anything. But Charles had blood on one of his hands because he had touched his chest when he got shot. And then they shot him in the stomach. So he talked about that and that it was very, very likely a reaction to putting his hand on. And it didn't look like it was on his right hand. And Lori tried to say that Charles was left-handed and he was a left-handed pitcher because he used to play ball for the Astros, I think. So she tried to say, but he batted with his right because supposedly she put the bat next to his right hand and that's where the blood was. But his sister came up and testified and said, no, he was left everything. So that story didn't pan out too well. And I'm sure that the jury picked up on it because Lori made such a big deal about right-handed batting and then she just got shot down by Kay. And then, so he did that and her cross-examination was, why didn't you take tox reports and why didn't you test for other medications like steroids and Sterabot, for exercise and all these other things? And the medical examiner had to explain that his toxicology didn't have anything to do with anything. And the things that they typically test for, he didn't have in his system, so it didn't really matter. But she was trying to say that he was on some kind of rage-inducing hormones and it made him crazy, but it didn't work either. She tried. And then they talked to him about the bamboo shirt, because I don't know if you guys know that bullet wounds, that they have with shored bullet wounds, meaning like it hit something hard on the other side, so it shored off. And it was the wooden floor that he was laying against. They were trying to prove that the second time he got shot, he was laying down. She was trying to say that because he was wearing a shirt made out of bamboo, that's a very, very strong material, that the shirt made the bullet wound sure, and that he was really standing up. Really, I've never had a bamboo shirt, but I would imagine it's very silky and durable and you can wash it a lot, but not that it would shore a bullet. So she tried. It was kind of comical, but it wasn't really funny more than it was tragic. Then somebody named Mark Sari, Saari, testified, And that one was good. He was the Social Security fraud investigator. And when Lori, after Charles died, she got benefits for Tylee, which went to Tylee. She got benefits for JJ, which went to her because JJ was young and he needed full-time care. And then she got spousal benefits, but she didn't bother to tell them that they were he had filed for divorce and that they were getting divorced. So she didn't mention that part. And then she tried to say, because this guy was only testifying about the fraud with the kids and how she was trying to get all the benefits for the children and that she got spousal benefits. And she's saying, well, do you have the application where I filled out for spousal benefits? I didn't apply for spousal benefits. And he's like, no, I don't have the application. That's not something that I was supposed to go through. And she's like, well, if you don't have it, then how do you know that they didn't just give them to me? And I was thinking, okay, so the government has an opportunity to not give somebody money and they go, yeah, we're good. Let's just give it to her. I don't think so. And so he was saying, no, that's not something we would just give you. You'd have to apply for it. And she said, what about in Hawaii? And he's like, no, it's a nationwide system and we would know wherever you went. So she tried to make it look like they just gave her spousal benefits, that she wasn't trying to get them. Does anybody believe that? Okay. And then he was a really, really good witness and he was very smart and he didn't put up with any of her shit either. And then
Sorry, can I pop in and interrupt to ask you one question about that? First of all, spouse is like the worst word for a partner. It sounds like louse or grouse. It just doesn't sound nice. I hate that word. Also, what did they play? Okay, just correct me if I'm wrong, because my memory is fuzzy on this, but didn't she call Kay Woodcock, if I remember correctly, to grill her about the insurance? And there was a recorded call. Kay recorded it, right? Did they play that yet?
No, I don't think they played the call, but she was basically telling Kay, like, he dies and leaves me with 5 kids and gives everything to his sister. Meanwhile, 3 of the kids are already grown ups and not living in the house. One of the kids wasn't even Charles's, and there's 1 kid. And the money went to his grandma. So let's get real.
Didn't you find it repugnant that bitch had the balls to not only complain about that to anyone, like that's an intrusive thought, keep that one inside, bitch, but to let it out to the person she's bitching about?
After she found that out, after she found out that Kay was getting all the money, she literally said to her, well, I want JJ. Like it was a prize. I even wrote in here she was acting really petulant and she was arguing with the Social Security guy. I even wrote in her, oh, she's pulling a Jen McCabe. She's saying, I didn't fill out any applications. I don't remember filling out any applications. What are you talking about? She's going to be the one person in the history of ever with the Social Security Administration that got benefits without applying for them.
Dude, it's
just like the 227, House Long to Die in Gold didn't happen. That was exactly how she was acting. Like she didn't fill out application for spousal benefits.
She's so fucking abusive. Like she's just abusive. Like everything she does is assault. And also Mitty has a good question. Laura is reporting to us live from the backyard about it. Laura did get a little famous today. Dare I say she's been getting a little more famous every day because she's making friends, she's getting connections. She is now officially, I think, directing this trial. Are you directing or producing?
I'm honestly trying to stay below the radar, but it's not working.
It's not working. Laura's the tiniest person in the courtroom, and somehow, while trying her best to stay covert, has managed to grab the attention of a nation. And let me tell you something. Everyone loves it. Her phone went off in court today by accident, not on purpose. And she did get her ass a little briefly chewed, but she did also make a person on the witness stand laugh because she laughed because Lori said something dumb and that went viral. Oh, and by the way, why did her phone ring in the middle of court? Because Bob fucking Mata called her.
That's pretty funny. And then accidentally, when I'm trying to respond to Bob Motta, I play one of Nate Eaton's videos in court about Lori.
And then Nate is sitting behind her while Nate is playing in front of him, and Bob is the one calling. So many degrees to Laura. Absolutely love this for her. But
I
also,
forgot this part. The guy that was sitting next to Nate came up to me afterward, and he's like, I nudged Nate, and I go, "Oh, that's you."
that was you, dude. That was Nate.
Yeah.
You could have dry snitched on Nate and just been like, it was you heard the voice.
Okay,
Also,
there's two more quick. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I just want to tell her Karen does have a jury. I believe it's 18, and they said they're going to start next week on Tuesday. For anybody who missed that, they do have a full jury now. It's going to start next week. Opening statements are on Tuesday. Trying to get a plant in the courtroom. Don't know if I can, but we're going to watch that shit like a louse or a spouse or whatever.
Right. And I hope this Lori trial wraps up because I am going out of town. And if they do the closing arguments on that day, I'm still going out of town. So you'll have to send in,
guys.
you'll have to send in somebody else. But right at the end of the Social Security guide, this part's funny, where she says that she claims the Social Security Administration told her that she wasn't allowed to save any of the children's benefits for college, and that's why she spent it right away. She's like, your person on the phone told me that I couldn't save the money for college. She told them that. That went over really bad. And then at the end, she's like, asked him who his boss was. Just like a Karen, like, and who's your boss? I want to talk to your supervisor. So that happened. It was pretty funny. And then
Lori did I want to speak to the manager in court. Like she literally Karened out in court. Holy shit, dude.
Yes. And then the next witness was a lady called Robin Smith Scott. And she was from the life insurance company. And she's the one that Lori called to collect on the $1 million. And the lady apparently didn't really look in the computer. So she just assumed Lori was the person and said she was going to send her the paperwork to fill out for the beneficiary. But then after she got off the phone, she realized it was Kay Woodcock and called Kay. So I want you guys to know that when that lady got on the stand, I was like, that's a job I did for 15 years. I paid death claims at a life insurance company. One day you should ask me about all the weird causes of death and the way people kill themselves. I've seen a lot of death certificates.
Oh, don't worry. I am. It is literally noted. I just wrote it.
Yeah. And she handled it. We did get to hear that call where Lori called in and she was just like, my husband died. And the lady's like, well, was it a homicide? And she's like, it was an accident. Like, she doesn't even know what homicide means. I mean, you don't have to be murdered for it to be a homicide. It could be an accident too. Then I got back from lunch late and they still let me in the courtroom. There was that one. And then there was this guy named Jeff Mowbray, and he was a firearms expert. And he was telling just basically how the gun works. And I didn't take a lot of notes. It was not that impressive. And I wanted to know why it took them 6 years to do the tests on the gun. They didn't do them till 2025. So this happened in 2019. So I'm wondering, like, they made sure that the bullet casings matched the gun, and they didn't do that till years later. So he didn't impress me that much. Then there was a lady named Cassandra, I don't know, Inclan. It was YNCLAN. And she was another one of the police officers. And I think I told you a little bit about her. She was the one that I made laugh. And she was the one that took them and interviewed them apparently the Phoenix police don't take suspects and witnesses or victims to the same place. They have a completely separate building. So if you're a witness or a victim, it's like a softer building with couches and stuff like that. And if you're a suspect, then you go to the police station and you get interrogated in an interrogation room. And Lori gave her she was really snotty about how she interacted with Tylee and if she knew anything about children. and real snotty. She's like, "Are you qualified to be somebody that's allowed to question children?" And she's like, "In fact, I am." So that was good. That went over. She was
Just, are you talking about into the courthouse? They have like 2 different entrances? Or are you talking
no,
about
not the
police
courthouse. If
station?
the police station, if
Okay.
the police take
Police
you
station.
back, they're like, we want to interview you or we want to question you. If you're a suspect, then you're going to go wherever the police take suspects and put you in an interrogation room and do a
Oh,
full
so
interrogation.
they have a baby face and a heel locker room, basically. Like
Right, but they're in like
Oh!
they're in separate buildings and different people are qualified to do the different types of questioning.
Perfect.
And
Okay.
and then Lori was like, "Oh, did we know that we were being filmed? Did we know that we were being taped?"
Bitch,
And the
you're in a
lady's
fucking
like,
police station.
the
Yes.
lady's like, if you're in a public building, you have to assume that you're going to be taped. That's all right. So every question that she asked her, the lady's like, "Bitch, please," So she was pretty good.
She's so stupid. She's so stupid. Like, fucking Lori, dude.
There was,
She's trying to pull Chris Albert. She's trying to say they were Chris Alberting her.
It was so bad. She was like going somewhere private, her private life, but she heard about the shooting on the radio and didn't think anything of it. And then they called her in because there was a minor involved and she was qualified to do that. And they didn't think that Lori was a suspect. They thought that this was going to be a sensitive situation and that they were going to have to break the news to her that Charles had passed and break the news to the daughter that he had passed. And sadly, that was the Moana moment when you have to assume that they did murder him on purpose. And Tylee did some lying for her mom to help her through it. So she, played along with the fact that Charles had these problems and got angry and stuff like that. And they were both full of. I don't want to speak bad about Tylee, and I don't know what her mother did to make her do that, but it doesn't seem that Tylee told the whole truth.
But also the Moana thing kind of gives you a bit of a hint as to how she felt, and that makes me
I
really
feel like
sad.
she was manipulated and she probably felt like, oh, I'm doing the right thing because this is what my mom wants me to do. But I'm sure had she lived in a couple of years, she would have turned around and said, that was really messed up of you to tell me to do, Mom. So
I agree.
I don't have anything bad to say about Tylee. It's not her fault at all.
It's
But
not.
you
Also,
can
I
tell
wanna-
she was put up to lying.
Yeah, I wanted to let you know, I got to let Hugin out for a second, but I'm going to be watching you on my phone. I'll be gone for 1 minute, but please continue. I just wanted to let you know.
Okay. Okay, so some of the things that I put down was that the jury was doing a lot of, "Oh, really?" kind of faces, and they were really paying attention because so much of the story that Lori is telling is being changed by the witnesses for the state. Like, well, that's not how the way we saw it. They talked a lot about her being very odd, like in her behavior. And Lori's asking her questions like, "Are you a psychologist? Are you a doctor? Are you qualified to make comments about how I was behaving?" And that's when she started talking about, maybe I was just acting that way because I was trying to hide it from my children and I didn't want them to get stressed out. And maybe I was drinking a lot of water because of my adrenaline, and just trying to make excuses for everything that the witnesses were calling out as odd behavior, which is your husband just got shot to death and you're smiling and flirting and bouncing around like nothing happened. So that is very, very odd. I just spilled my drink. It's only water. That's good. Then, okay, that's what wasn't worth reading about. Then the detective, it's like, "Miss Detective, did you ask her anything of significance? Did you ask her at all why she was acting weird?" It's like they're saying now in hindsight how Lori was behaving, but at the time they didn't ask her any tough questions. They didn't try to see if she was full of shit or not. They just went along with it. So that's not a proud moment, but you can definitely see that the jury is not impressed at all with all the things that Lori has to say. It's not good. The case agent, it got changed, the case agent, to a guy named Duncan, and he's coming on tomorrow. He was supposed to come on today, but he didn't. I guess he was sick. And so then they had the guy that was talking about the cell phone information, and it wasn't riveting. I mean, compared to Canton, they weren't talking about exciting stuff. It's like, well, at this time she left and went here, and at this time she left and went there, and it was nobody was disputing anything, and it wasn't a big deal. The only thing that Lori was disputing was what her intentions were and why she went to those places and when Charles got shot and stuff like that. But it's obvious between all the other witnesses that her story doesn't make sense. So there was that. And then my phone went on. And then it was done shortly after that. And that's basically all that happened. There's a lot of itty bitty notes, but you guys can watch the trial for that. There was like an argument in the lobby this morning. Every morning when you get there, you line up and there's like 40 seats for the public. And there's always been room, except for the last 2 days, they have had to turn a few people away. But for the most part, since I've been there every day, I can tell when it's getting full, or I can tell when everybody's going to sit down. And a lot of the people in the gallery are not coming on a single day, on every day. They're coming like when they can. There's a ton of people coming from out of town. It's just weird that you would, I don't know, people traveling from all over and YouTubers and stuff like that. And I gotten friendly with a couple of the people that are coming every day. And so there was this morning I get there and I was a little bit later than normal because I got off at the wrong stop on the light rail. It's not a big deal. I just had to walk a few blocks. And when I got there, I could see there's plenty of room. All the seats for the public were filled, but there's 2 rows for the media, and those never fill up because there's not that many media. And so people have been sitting overflow in those seats. So I sat down in one. And this lady comes up to me and she's like, you can't sit there and that's for the media. And I'm like, shut up. Okay. It's fine. I already know it's fine. I've done this before. It's not a big deal. But then all these people are like, well, we decided who got here first and he's number 1 and that's number 17. And they basically, they pulled a Grant the Pants. Okay. And they all became like in charge of the line. And it wasn't even a big deal. Nobody even cared.
Dude, that's what they did in Delphi, by the way. They tried to pull that shit and you could see it on, was it fuck, I can't remember. It wasn't Andrea Burkhardt, it was the other lady with Mike as her husband. Oh, fuck, why am I fucking up her name right now? Either way, they did that. Like it was a whole thing. We should have you and Turbo go over the line drama because
I mean, it was so stupid. And even though you get there early, you line up, you have your spot right when they tell you to line up because they're trusting the public to be good and they're self-policing, right? And people that just got there start jumping toward the front of the line, and it's like, wait a minute, because it's not a line. There's like 5 rows of sitting chairs where you sit. It's like an airport. It's almost like a terminal. So you're sitting in these chairs, and then there's overflow of about 20 people that might be sitting or standing. But basically, if you're in a chair, you're going in because there's less chairs than there are seats in the court. And these people act like they're in charge because they got there 20 minutes before me or whatever. And they're trying to argue. And I'm like, I'm not going to do this. Like, I already know I'm here on time and I'm going to get in and I don't give a shit. So I'm going to go stand over there. And I just didn't want any part of it. But they were doing it to other people besides me. Anybody that would come up, they would give them the whole list of rules. And I'm thinking, who made you line Nazi? Like the court actually has rules.
Nazi? No line for you.
No line for you.
No line for you.
There's a guy that comes like 40 minutes before court to say what the rules are. So we're going to take these people first and then these, he explains it. So I knew the guy would show up and I didn't really care what the lady was saying. But she's bitching at every single person. And it's not just her, there's a couple more of them. And I even said, you're doing this for nothing. Everybody's going to get a seat. And all the seats are good because it's not that big. Wherever you sit, you're going to sit. So stop worrying about it.
Can I give you, Laura, just in case? Because I know there's only like a day or two, like a couple of days left. But just in case anything like this happens again. Can I give you a little advice? I hate giving like unsolicited advice.
It's probably going to happen tomorrow. There's always these people.
So when I used to work, in radio and working in comedy, especially, the amount of times that I've showed up to either, host, feature, headline, it doesn't matter, a gig. You can have your credentials around your neck. If you don't, like the amount of times that I've walked in and gotten grilled and told to fuck off at a gig that I am performing at, by a
Right.
door person is insane. And there's one thing that I learned from a club owner many years ago, like 11 years ago, and every time I've used it, it works. Now, Dylan calls it walk like Brad Pitt, get treated like Brad Pitt, which
Okay.
is where you literally just ignore everything going on around you. You look like you're in a hurry and you look important and it'll make you feel important. I go, well, how do you look important? He goes, you actually feel like you go, I'm the fucking shit. And then you just walk in and you say nothing. And if someone talks to you, you just walk ahead and ignore them. Now, that is not the advice because that doesn't really work well for women in my experience. Because we live in a society where we have tits, so we're bad and stupid. So what I do, and this has worked every time I've done it.
I do that too. I can't tell you how many backstages at concerts and stuff I just walked into because I just acted like I'm supposed to be there.
You look
And
at
which is
the
what I
walk-
did today.
So what I suggest doing is if anybody gives you shit or they try to talk, like if they're face to face with you, if they're talking to you, if they're giving you rules, if they're trying to play line judge, you just look at them and go, oh my God, I'm sorry. This doesn't apply to me. And then you just,
that's
you just do that.
perfect.
You don't have to explain why, but when you say, oh, hun, this doesn't apply to me, and then you just leave, they go, wait, what? Oh, she must be someone important. Like you just do that. They'll
Right.
never ask you. They'll never go, what? Why? Blah, blah. If you just tell them these rules don't apply to me, they're like, oh, okay. And they never are like, never had an issue. They're like,
I'm
okay.
gonna do it. I'm gonna do it and I'll
Right.
report back.
Oh, honey,
So-
this still, you grab their wrist and go, oh, honey, this still, I normally wouldn't, but if I'm being abrasive and matching their energy, I'll put a hand on their shoulder. I'll go, oh, honey, no, this doesn't apply to me. Thanks, though. And then I just walk away, just dart. No one's going to say shit to you.
Perfect. I'm gonna try it tomorrow. This doesn't apply to me. Or I'll work on it. It'll sound better. So when they finally go to line up the general public, everybody just mobs the door like we don't know who's supposed to be there or whatever. And the one of the guards that I made friends with, I won't say his name, but he's very nice. He kind of puts his hand out like this to me, like, and just works it out with those people. And then he puts me in one of the media seats. He's like, you're good. You've been here every day. Because somebody goes, she was after me, or some people are saying shit like that. And he's like, I know her. I see her every day. She's been here. So I kind of got this doesn't apply to me, but I didn't get to say it. That makes sense? Am I by myself? Oh my God. So that's kind of, oh, and the fight. So then there's these two ladies that have been glaring at each other, and apparently they're having like an online fight with each other, keyboard war of some sort. And
This is what I want
morning-
to hear about. This is what I'm sorry, I interrupted you to tell you this, what I want to hear about. This is why I take myself.
Okay. I don't want to get names wrong. I know the lady's name is Lauren, but I don't know the name of her channel. It
That's
could
what I was
be
talking about.
It could be
Lauren from Hidden True Crime. She's the one in Delphi who put up with the line drama.
She's a blonde lady.
Blonde. She has blonde streaks, and Mike King is her husband, and he's a psychologist.
He's like a heavier set guy.
Yeah, and he fucking rules.
Well, she comes in today and she's got her arms crossed and her head down and looks like she's upset, right? And she's got a guard from the court and a sheriff with her. And she's like kind of coyly talking to them and pointing over at this other lady. And then they go get that lady and they take her in a back room with the sheriff. And I'm like, oh shit, you got to go in the back room with the sheriff. You must have done something, right? And then all of a sudden, like after a few minutes, Lauren goes and sits down in her seat and the lady comes back. And I don't know what happened, but they let her stay. So those two women are still together. And I got nosy. So later on, I went up to the other lady and I'm like, well, what happened? And she's just like, she's crazy and she's a bitch. And she says all kinds of stuff about me online. And she was telling all the two detectives that were standing out there that were from Idaho. They're here to support the family and stuff. I don't know if they're going to testify, but they're really, 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 really nice guys. One of them's really cute too. But apparently these women had this big fight and got the police involved and got talked to. And Lauren's just like, and I don't know, I don't get the best vibe. I mean, she's not the most overtly friendly person to me, but she's not rude or anything. But I don't know what happened. The lady that she was fighting with is like this hardcore bodybuilder, really like very pretty, but super muscular and everything. And like, I wouldn't piss her off, but I don't know what happened. And tomorrow I'll try to get the scoop as to why they had to call the cops. Somebody must have said something.
I need to correct something. It's not Mike King. He's a geographical profiler. That's my bad. It's
Okay.
Lauren's husband, the one that we're talking about, the psychologist, is John
Okay.
Matthias, right? Is that how you say it? Lauren just put out what looks like, I have not watched it yet. I have absolutely no opinions on her other than I enjoyed her coverage of Delphi personally and her husband's.
That's kind of
However,
how I am. I don't have any
yeah,
strong
no
feelings
problem.
either. She wasn't like super friendly, but she wasn't,
Yeah.
she was nice. I mean, she says hi to me and stuff.
Yeah. I'll tell you this though.
But
Early,
she
like,
does act like she's important. She does
Yeah.
act like she's from CNN or something.
Yeah, she has that vibe where she's like, "Oh, honey, the rules don't apply to me," and
Yeah,
that's kind
I'm
of that was
pressed. Yeah, the rules don't apply to me,
right.
right? Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a line, but that's what I'm saying. We need to encompass that. We need you to like embrace that. So I feel like mimic her, and you should be fine. But also, I have to say, she put out a video earlier. I don't recall the title. I did not watch any of it, but I did pause and like look at it for a minute because I was like, why is the lighting and the setting and the way it's angled like usually all of her true crime videos you see like a pre-made thumbnail. In this instance, it's just her face. She looks very pissed off, in my opinion.
Okay, so that had to be like right before.
It
That had to be
looks
like, when was it?
Today, and it kind of like the thumbnail I saw, it reminded me of a Micah Stauffer-esque like apology. Like she's not on white linens in a white shirt talking about I had to give away Huxley, but it could very much be that. I'm very curious if
Okay,
that
so you check it out and tell me because I want to know if I should like this bodybuilder chick she's very, very nice to me, but I wouldn't want to make her mad. She could probably kill me.
was bodybuilder chick, because I'm trying to figure out, because I'm thinking like bodybuilder chick, like if it was Bullhorn Betty, we need to get you the fuck out of there.
No,
I
no.
don't think, okay, good.
She's pretty.
All right.
She's pretty, but I mean, you can tell her arms are very muscular. Her thighs are huge, but they're not huge in a fat way. They're huge in a. She could be a wrestler. She could totally be a wrestler.
No, like Hillary Clinton thighs. She could like crush a melon. What about I am curious if we can get her and you, this Viking woman you speak of, maybe we can perhaps get you guys to do some dance kinetics outside the. I'm gonna shut the fuck up right now. I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah,
All right.
if you want to see me fall flat on my face, then you'll have me do dance kinetics.
I know. I just realized how time.
But I was kind of like in the middle because she's telling me this whole story, and I'm like, I don't want to not be friends with the other lady and act like I'm taking sides with this one just because she's talking to me. So I just kind of slunk away. And that was it. That was the drama today. But I rode in the elevator with some of the detectives. I've seen the jurors all around. Bob the Builder almost fell asleep. When I fell asleep, he had his head back and he was looking up at the ceiling, just like Sleeve. It was so hard to stay awake. I don't blame myself for it. I didn't even realize I did fall asleep. And it was like 13 minutes. But the way I woke up was not good.
What if we get you some sort of shock collar and I can control it?
Okay.
And if I see you falling asleep, I'll zap you back away.
But there's a 30-minute delay. If he's zapping me for a half an hour, I'll be dead.
No, well, it's first of all, it is static. Okay, so we'll get you like the ones for invisible. We'll get you.
So my hair will just stick up like this for half an hour.
It's static reinforcement. It will draw attention to you, thus waking you up and give you a bit of a bzzzt.
Okay. I thought you wanted me to go interview the wrestler lady, and I'm like, I don't want to get beat up by her.
I mean, no, I want you to learn from her and train with her and go to
But
her.
I made for what it's worth, I'm friendly to both of them. So I think that's the way to be. Is just like be friends with both.
No, don't ever do that. It never works out. I'll explain later. But yeah, no,
not overly friendly, just like hi friendly.
Just don't be friends with anyone. Just stop with friends. We don't need friends anymore. Just enough. Like the second you become friends with someone and then someone who knows someone, it's just over. It's done for you. You're the guy in the middle. So don't do that. Don't get in between the beefcake and the beast, and whoever can be whoever. I don't know. It's up to you guys. But I'm telling you, I would go towards the bodybuilder. She looks very strong. Okay. But I would learn from Lauren.
She's also nicer to me than Lauren. Like she saved me a seat one day. She was trying to help me pick out a power bar one day when I didn't have time for lunch. She's like overtly friendly toward me. Lauren's just like, hey.
She's the gentle giant. I love her. I don't even know who she is. And
she looks like she does not want Lauren to fuck with her either. And the sheriff did let her stay. So whatever Lauren said she did, it couldn't have been that bad.
Do you think she went up to the sheriff and was like, fucking say something? Like, you think she lunged at him?
No, I think she's very articulate and very nice. She had some friends with her the first day. She's been there every day like me, and she's a citizen. She's not a content creator or something.
That is another good idea. If somebody tries to stop you going in or out, you just stop and go, I am a citizen. And then just fucking go where you need to go.
I told the court administrator, because he's from New York, so at least he has a sense of humor like me. He's the one that got the text from the judge that said, if I can't sleep, you can't sleep either. And so I told him that secretly my name is Random Fucking Citizen, and he laughed. He loved that.
I kind of love that for you. I am concerned that you're falling asleep in court. I do think I am going to have to give you some form of electroshock therapy.
Okay, it was 6 days, and it was the most boring guy. What do you want? And it wasn't when Lori was. It wasn't when Lori was cross-examining him. It was when Trina K, who's like super soft-spoken, and the guy had a monotone, and the shit they were talking about was totally boring. It wasn't like good Celebrite stuff. It was,
Yeah.
So it was triangulation shit, and it was like, I've seen this 1,000 times. This is not exciting, and I didn't mean to fall. I literally fell asleep sitting up with my
It's
head
also
like
it's also a lot of Lori being like, do you pray? Do you pray? Do you believe in God? Do you believe in God? Like, just like, bitch, shut up. I swore on a fucking Bible. What else do you need from me?
And then with Lori's, one of Lori's questioning was like asking him a bunch of stuff that they didn't know. Like, did you know he was doing this? And did you know he was doing that? And so Trina did have a line of questioning where she started every question with like, well, would you have known that this, or could you have known of that? And she asked so many of them. I'm like, what did they fucking know if they didn't know anything?
Like, nobody fucking Lori, you planned it all, you did it. Just tell us what you know, bitch. Because like none of us were fucking there, and you were there, and you killed your husband. Like, I'm so done with her. Like, and then they're gonna try her again, I guess, in another case. This is just...
I don't think I'm in it. That's like in the middle of the summer, and I'm not liking the
We're
idea.
not gonna put you through that. We're not gonna put you through that twice. Also,
Walking down the street in 115 degrees and sweating, and then when you go in the courtroom, it's like a meat locker in there. It's freezing. You can't dress appropriately because it's so hot outside.
That's your new nickname. You're the meat locker. Also, Lori, if she somehow pulls this off, which I hope to Christ she doesn't, do you think she's gonna try to represent herself pro se?
She is, because the judge was telling her things like, next trial, you can't ask questions like this. You can't ask questions where you're testifying. She likes to end a lot of sentences in, oh, I see, or I didn't know that. And so the judge keeps telling her that that's a form of testifying, and she cannot do that. Or that's very interesting. And she says stuff like that every time they give her an answer she doesn't like.
What a psycho, dude. Like,
I'm telling you, it's a school play, field trip. It's like her college acting class or something. She's just wanting to get the attention before everybody forgets about her.
Why
I forgot to tell you.
You're not supposed to say. You're not supposed to give your opinion as the lawyer asking the question. So this is interesting. Bitch, who gives a fuck?
I forgot to tell you the biggest thing. It happened just before you went on.
Okay.
I got a DM from Runkle. He saw me somewhere, and I'm guessing you, unless he knows Bob or something.
Mr.
And he was like, Ian Runkle, he sent me, oh, I wish I could read it. I'll send it to you.
Read it through. We're in the Illuminati together.
How do I go to X and look at it?
Oh, that's true. Oh, fuck. We got to
anyway, he basically asked me, he asked me a question, and I answered the question, and he's like, well, she's going to die in a cell anyway. Who cares?
Dude, he's so fucking cool. Like, I love him so much. He's like, fucking let that bitch rot. Have a great day, Laura.
Yeah, but he
Love
was
him.
nice. I mean, for him to write me to find me, I don't know. Maybe he saw something that because I post a lot of stuff of yours and of Nate Eaton. So if he's following Nate Eaton, he might have seen it. I don't know.
Dude, you are the fucking bomb. That's why they reach out to you. It has nothing to do with me. It's you and your shiny personality. But here's another thing. Can we tell them about Colby and about like your
Yeah.
what he said? That is, I
Can
was in
you
my
tell
car.
them? How about you tell them without me there? Because I don't want to get embarrassed or sad.
Okay. Well, why don't? Because I have to go anyway. Like right.
Tell them though. Tell them you can't leave
I'll
you can't leave the kids hanging. You know.
Yeah, I'll tell them. So I'm going to tell you goodbye, and I'm going to say thank you, and then I'm going to tell them when you
Okay.
leave. So you don't
Because
have
if
to.
you don't tell them, then you have to buy them all chicken fries from Burger King to reward them.
It's going to be Lori's green chili chicken enchilada chicken fries, and you'll
with
thank me
with
later.
the sweet relish.
With the sweet relish straight out of the bottle that has been harvested in my ass. I love you so much, Laura.
I love you too. I love all of you. This has been really fun, and we will do another wrap up hopefully, and it'll be fun. Sorry it went so long.
Oh no, I learned so much. I know that it might be
That's the dog. That's not me heavy breathing, by the way.
I thought that was me.
That's Ladybug.
I genuinely I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You don't have to go out there and do this. It is very hot. You've got doggums, you've got sweet little hookins at home. You have
It's not hot yet. It's not hot yet.
Not yet. But in the day,
when you see that it's 90 in Phoenix, you have to realize that we have a 30 to 40 degree swing in our temperatures. So when the high is 90, the low is like 60. So it's nice for most of the day. There's a peak that's hot, but today's the kind of day where it's like 75, 80 when you're really out and about.
It's really pretty much the same here in Texas, but mid 80s.
You have those big swings. Like in New York, the high is 57 and the low is 52. It's like nothing. But here it's like 30 degrees from hot to cold.
At night, it's 40, 50, 60. And in the day, it's 70, 80, 90, 100. So
Right,
it's like,
but-
oh my God.
But when it's 115 as the high and it's like 87 as the low, it's just hot all the time.
It has been over 110 on my birthday for the last 3 years. And I'm fucking over it. Like, I'm tired of it. I'm so pissed off about it and I will not stand it. I will shoot the clouds.
When is your birthday, Daddy?
August. That's all I'll say.
Oh, August. Well,
tell you
it's kind of like not nice anywhere in August.
I
It's
know.
even hurricane season in the Caribbean. Oh, no, it's March. Never mind.
It's because everybody fucks on Christmas and then a bunch of hot, dripping with sweat summer babies get born. And
Sounds about right.
I'm on that Leo
Well,
drip. I don't know what that
Tell
means.
them the Colby story and I'll let you go. And thank you, everybody, for listening to me. Okay.
I love you to
Okay.
death, Laura. Thank you so much. Everyone say goodbye, Laura. Thank you, Laura. She'll be back. They all come back. Dude. Okay. So Laura made a lovely comment under Colby's video. If you don't know who Colby is, that is Lori Vallow-Daybell's son. I think he's about 30 or maybe a little younger, but he had a wedding. He had to worry about, stress over, put up with all the shenanigans of Lori, knowing that at one point in time she was a pretty good mom to him and he loved her. So that's like a huge transition into, oh no, my mom is now like doomsday prepper psycho who's doing all this crazy shit. And now my little brother and sister, who I fucking love more than anything, they're gone. I'm not gonna say he's been a mess. Like anyone would be a mess from that, but he has been, I don't know if he's like disguising it. What I mean, he's just, you can see genuine, this kid is suffering, but he is honestly giving one of the rawest portrayals of, or not portrayal, because it sounds like he's acting. He's not. One of the like most raw, uncut, genuine perspectives of somebody going through hell. But also it's extremely informative and it's extremely, extremely like inspiring and insightful. Like it's kind of hard to believe that his mother is this person talking, because most people would meet Colby and go like, at least I see him and I go, holy shit, like who raised this kid? They did a fucking great job, because he's just so respectful and real and honest. And while he's suffering, he's wearing like his heart on his sleeve, and he's openly talking about this experience that so rarely do people experience the exact same trauma that he is. But it's a lot to grapple with, and there are quite a few people who experience similar traumas. I've just never seen anybody be so stoic and I guess like brave in how outspoken he is about his feelings, and he's in a way educating all of us on what it's like to have someone so close to you that you love, that you thought you knew, do things that are just completely insane or out of character, or you can't reckon them with yourself. I really feel for this kid. I think he is brilliant. He started a YouTube channel, and he's been basically walking everybody through every emotion, every thought, every perspective, and educating people. And, you know, I'm not a religious person, but I do respect how much he relies on his faith and gets a lot out of it, and seems to be I have no doubt in my mind, a very genuine, sweet guy who, if I had to say, oh, this is what religion should be, like, he is portraying the best version of his religion. Like, in a way, I'm proud of him. But Laura also, same. She felt proud of him, and she decided to go under his video and let him know that. Like, she let him know that, she's a parent, and basically, I'm in the courtroom. I've been in the courtroom. I just wanted to tell you that I'm not your parent, but I feel very like proud of you. And she just gave him a lot of love and told him, like, I feel very proud of you. I'm sorry for what you're going through. Your community, I'm within your community, and we stand by you. Basically, those aren't the exact words, but she left a nice, lovely comment for him. And he commented back, and he said, like, I think it was, I love you, like, thank you. Like, it was just so sweet. Like, he left a comment back, and a lot of people, a fuckload of people liked Laura's comment, but we're also commenting the similar sentiment to him. And I just thought it was so fucking sweet, because you could tell, like, when I read that comment, I almost started crying. I was like, Lord, this is the perfect thing he needed to say, because, like, right now, more than ever, he probably needs a mom, and to have this whole community of people, not just women, but men and women, especially someone from his community who's been there at the trial, tell him, like, we embrace you, your community embraces you, we love you, we support you, and I'm proud of you, even though I'm not your mom. I feel like he needed that. I feel like that's something that he's probably lacking in mourning the loss of, obviously. And it's just, I'm so proud of her. And he commented back, and so many people are echoing that sentiment. And I'm going to get weepy, but Laura has been killing it. She's making friends. She's surveying the enemies. She's reporting back, and we love her for that. Listen, I got to go, you guys. Hugin is losing his fucking mind. But I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. We did the quiz, right? Yes, I have that written down. I have who is the winner. And I'm going to be adding those tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for donating to Hugin's Teeth Fund. We will be doing the drawing on the 20th. God bless all of you. Or if you don't believe in God, then science bless you. You are the best, I must confess. And with that said, I will end with this good night.
It's time to remove my chihuahua's demon. This time is going to work.
Juan Calamera, azúcar, Juan Calamera, azúcar, a la víbora de la mar, por aquí pueden pasar, los de adelante corren mucho y los de atrás se quedarán.
Hoy, mi amor, hasta el perro no te quiere.
Ya está hecho el hechizo. Ahora sí. ¡Újule! Listo.
Ahorita va a volar.
El perro se asustó. Para que vean. Ya está, mija, lechita.